my god, hopefully good. Happy or hoppy Easter to you, should you celebrate the holiday. Oh my good gracious. Here comes Peter Cottontail, indeed. Oh my god. How we all doing? Yo, grand how do. Howdy chat, howdy lurks, howdy VOD watchers, howdy nap, how do tiger, how do. Oh my god, hopefully good. Hope life's been treating you all well. Oh my good gracious crisis, dude, what's up, man? Long time no see. I hope you've been doing well. Oh my gosh, was worried I was gonna have to stream to work to today. Come on, it's me. Am I ever not gonna stream on these days? Well, actually, occasionally, yeah, but not today. That's the important bit. That's good morrow, fellow citizens of this lovely empire. Yes, of course, totally human. How do? Oh my god, pretty good. Attempting to level up my crafting classes in Final Fantasy 14. I thought it was Final Fantasy 15. Anyway, goldsmithing right now. Well, good. You know, we always need more goldsmiths. It's true. The president told me himself. He came over, he was like, hey, Lishy, Napoleon. You know what we need? And I was like, what do we need, sir? More goldsmiths. We need more goldsmiths. We're gonna send them to Fort Knox. Oh my god, it's an MMORPG, not really part of the main series. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Wait, I feel like I've heard of this. Have we talked about this in the chat before? Probably at some point. Oh my good gracious. Oh my good gracious. Chat, we have a lot to do today. We have an astounding amount to get done. Because, you know, I got big plans. I got big plans, chatters. I got huge plans. There was no way. There was no way that I was gonna get that one to work out. Oh god, wait 1 second. I am so positive this is gonna be fine, but I really, you know, it's been a weird couple days. Couldn't figure out how to transition that, huh? Yeah, oddly enough, there was no way to transition that one for me. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah. I was just out for a leisurely stroll. That's all. I was just out for a leisurely little stroll down the pathway. You know? Oh my god. Road building stream? No, not roads at all. In fact, we have an adventure to go on. You see, I need to get 1,632 pieces of glass. I need to see my way to getting roughly half a chest of copper blocks and roughly another half a chest of warped wood. So, you know, we got quite the laundry list of things to get. I mean, there's other things on top of that, but those are the big things. So today we gotta take an excursion out to one little desert and see what we can find, because we gotta cobble to get some things together. Because you see, I realized, so we're into spring, and spring sprung, you know, or well, at least it's meant to have in the Empire, but it's not yet. I was consulting with Rain about it. We were talking back and forth on the subject matter for a little while. We went back and forth, and I think they had some really good ideas for what they would like to see the rest of the Empire take on, you know? So something that might aid us, because, you know, farmland's doing all right and the like, and they know lots about that, but, well, Rain feels, quite strongly might I add, that we could do with, you know, making our own botanical gardens, that we could do with making a greenhouse, that we could do with such a thing. Or, well, I think they meant something rather small, but of course, why would I do anything small? I'm a big man, and therefore I do everything big. And with that, we gotta make our own version of the Victorian era building known as Crystal Palace. For those that have never heard of Crystal Palace, it was a wonderful build in the midst of the United Kingdom during the Victorian era that held a large swath of various different flowers, flora, fauna, you know, the like. And so I thought, why not? Why not get our own? Empire couldn't be complete without it. And it would be a great new, bigger build to add into the cityscape, you know? Yeah. Oh my god. There's looking for a country's the corresponding language. Well, fair. Start scratching at some board. Oh my god. Got some techno vibes just. Well, that is the greatest compliment I think I've ever received in my life. So thank you. Oh my god. So we for no other reason than, you know, that need to go on a quest to the very least get basically a double chest full of sand, and then another double chest that's gonna be half full of copper and half full of warped wood. Because I'm thinking, based on my own on my own designs. That's right. That's right. We blueprinted it. We need roughly that much. Give or take, when the design finally works out some of the more greater, finer details. I mostly just have some preliminary work done, but regardless, it's important that you know that there's a design underway, and I'm gonna surprise Rain with it, cause you know, why not? You know, I think Rain deserves something nice. She's been a lovely addition to the Empire, her and Mason both, so why not? Holds up blueprints that we can't see. Well, you know, listen. I can see them. That's what's important. That's what's important. So for now, I'm gonna go to the large factory that the large storage house that we have now. I'm gonna relieve myself of all possessions that are unneeded for this journey. We're then going to take a very quick trip to the spider spawner because I want to make sure my shovel is at max capacity. And then, my friends, then we are going to go on a quest to the deserts of just far-flung deserts halfway between us and the cleric, and we are going to find so much sand, just an unreasonable amount of sand, or well, a double chest of sand, you know? Because it feels like that's gonna be necessary. It feels like that's gonna be a good thing to have. What do you say? And that's gonna be the first bit. Then we're gonna get started on some copper stuff. I mean, I think I mostly have enough copper. I might have not quite enough, but I should have a good bit of the copper needed. And then beyond that, well, beyond that, we're gonna maybe this stream get a chance to take a trip into the Nether. Who knows? The real worry with the Nether right now is, you know, that my jump button doesn't always work. So that's more or less the real worry with that. But yeah, well, what's the worst that happens? I try to make a jump and it doesn't happen and I walk straight off into lava? Pfft, unlikely. Unlikely, but you never know. You never know. Oh my god. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. That's kind of where we're at. What do you say? Sound good? Sound fun? Sound progress? Sounds good to me. Oh my god. And plus, it adds a little bit of danger to everything. It adds a sense of adventure. Who doesn't like a sense of adventure? I like a sense of adventure. Don't you? Now get those crossbows out of your inventory already. You never even did the bit. What do you mean? They're so useful. They're great. I love them. They're wonderful. They're great little additions. I just go bap bap bap. I wonder how quick can I do that? All right, it can get 3 off pretty quick. It can get 3 off pretty quick. Not that quick though. Not that quick. I'll give you that. All right. I'll leave my crossbows. Whatever. You know, you win. Jeez. Now change the key binding of your jump. No. We trust in the process here. Here in the Napoleon the 7th channel, we trust in the process. We presume that if we're meant to live, we'll live. And if we're meant to die, we'll die. And that's how the world works. In the wise words of one Boburnham, that's how the world works. That's exactly how he said it too, by the way. That's exactly how he said it. But anyway, chatters, how you doing? How you doing? It feels like it's been forever. I mean, it's only been 2 days, but it feels like it's been forever. I mean, I've been through a lot. I've been out here just battling fools left and right. I've been up and down the mountains of old. I've conquered realms far and wide. It's been quite the weekend. So I hope you're doing well. I hope, no matter what you've been celebrating or not celebrating, if any, nothing, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Oh, and then we can set that there too. Perfect. This is gonna come down here. This is gonna come down here. We're gonna do that. We should probably also get some more steak before, and then, you know what? Yeah, we'll slap that in there. Slap that there. We'll take this down here. And then this down here. Yeah, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, okay. Alright, it'll be 2 inventories worth, I guess, then. Perfect. I got jump scared by the notification because I thought it was still Sunday. Oh my god, Ray, no, please, it's Monday. Right? It is Monday, right? Yeah, okay, good. It would be bad if it wasn't. Oh my god, so change it to Z or X maybe. They're close enough to the spacebar. No. Fate will decide it. Fate will decide. Get a thin object like a paperclip and run it under your spacebar. Well, it's not that. It's literally, believe me, it's nothing like trapped or like stuck in the area. Thank you. Good applause. It's nothing to do with that. It's just purely like the keyboard, I think, has taken too much abuse. And by abuse, I mean it was a real cheap keyboard. Like, oh my god. Sup? Not much, Ray. Not much is sup. But I hope you're doing well. I hope life's treating you well. Get a new keyboard? Ugh. I mean, that just sounds like so much work. I mean, I'd have to first open up a browser, then I'd have to open up Amazon or something, and then, oh my god. Like, that's my day. That's my whole day at this point. That's, oof. Woof. Like, at that point, nothing else can go on. It would take all the way into the following day for me to even get to the ordering part. Oh my god. Jeez. You're asking too much. You're asking to get a new keyboard? Oh my stars. I want to do crafts, but I don't have the supplies. No! Devastated. We can send you a keyboard. No, you can't. There's no postal service to where I am. I live, you see, in the realm between worlds. It's simply impossible to reach me in any capacity. You know? Oh my good gracious. But how's the weekend been? For me, I have been doing quite a few different things. So one, I saw the D&D movie. It was fantastic. Oh my god, I hydrate. Oh my good gracious. I saw the D&D movie. Fantastic movie. Great movie. Highly recommend. Was a real fun time. Don't get me wrong, not like perfect, but like a really good movie. A really solid and good movie that I enjoy a lot of the elements to, even outside of the fact that it's D&D. I think it was a wonderful adaptation of such a thing. Oh my god, got an anonymous post box so we can send you novelty straws, envelope soup, and new keyboards. Oh yes, of course, the envelope soup that will melt the bubble wrap into it so that it's got nice clumps. It's got nice chewy clumps for me to take on, like cud. Oh my god. Yes, envelope soup. You missed that part. You don't worry, Totally Human. It was a discussion from a prior decade. Don't worry about it. It was yesteryear that we were talking about all that. Oh my god. Good googly moogly. Oh man, in soup, in envelope, what else is there to explain? I mean, probably just the fact that, you know, it is soup in an envelope. That's like explanatory worthy. I started, how many of you, by show of hands, how many of you ever watched or heard of the show The West Wing? Because you see, I had never watched this show. I had never partaken in such a show. You know, I just always kind of like, I'd heard about it. Apparently it was like really good or whatever. People always talk about it as being like one of their favorite shows or whatever that people all meet, and they'll be like, oh, that was one of the best shows ever. And I'll be like, oh, okay. And well, this weekend, I finally broke down and decided to watch it. You know, I just thought, you know what? Why not? What else am I gonna be doing? I mean, a million other things I could have been doing, but I thought, yeah, let's watch this show. Don't get me wrong, it's good so far. I'm still only in I'm still in the first season because I decided not to like just absolutely plow through it with all my might. I was like, well, I should probably at the very least give it like, you know, some time. You watch a little, you move on, you watch a little more, you take a break, you go, I don't know, do your chores, and then you come back and then you'll watch a little more. But anyway, it's a good show. It's a good show. I will say, it's very clearly propaganda. Like, don't get me wrong. It's got it's really well acted. It's a good political drama, I guess, is the way to describe it. It's got some humor. The characters are well written so far. It's relatively believable. It's got some solid, tete-a-tete. It's got some smart writing at times. It's still really well, I guess here's my question, because I don't know if, what's the show about? Well, okay, so the West Wing is the wing of the White House where the Oval Office is, which is why it's called the West Wing. It's basically it's about the presidency of a fictitious presidency under a President Bartlett that never occurred. And it's just like a political drama about the going-ons of what it would be like to be working in the White House kind of thing, because the individuals involved are like the press secretary or the chief of staff or all these. So those are like the characters, basically. You know what I mean? And so a show about the presidential office is propaganda. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I need to call my psychiatrist to make an appointment. Well, that sounds like something you should do, Ray. That sounds like something you should do. It's very important to do those things and in a timely manner. But yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like I expected it to be at least somewhat propagandated. But what's also, I think what's most interesting about it, to me, is that it's a very clear vision of the idea. It's such an interesting show to watch, in my opinion, now, not just because it's like an interesting, not just that it's like an interesting, like, oh, this is like a decently written show with interesting characters and stuff like that. What's the point of trying to get across pro or anti-government or something? Well, it's gotta be pro-government. When I say it's propaganda piece, I just mean it very much emphasizes this idea of an American president that's very gregarious and very morally driven, and that like the people behind the scenes are all this way, and it's very it's I guess the best way to describe it is because it shows from, I want to say the late I think it's like 99 or 98 is when the show was made originally, like when these seasons first aired. And so that's really interesting to go back to, in my opinion, because it's a pre-9/11 world. And this idea of what America is, and its governments, and its system, and the level of trust that's still in government for that day and age, like in real life, is very much reflected, I feel, in this show. It's and it's not correct. Well, that's the thing, though. I really and genuinely do think, because there are moments where you get little bits, I think it is just genuinely a reflection of how that office and that, like, and the government and all these other things were seen in that. It's a great time capsule of a show, I think, for that reason, because it feels very representative of how so many different groups felt and viewed and like or understood the office, and like there's so many statements and sentences that are meant to carry like a big impact, and like at times I would find myself go like, okay, so like who cares? But then I'm like, oh, I guess no, there was like this more reverence at the time for certain positions and offices. And not that there's zero now, just like it's a lot more jaded nowadays. And there's no presumption of like altruistic intent behind that office per se. For I feel anybody, I'm not just like I'm not getting into, I'm not talking about any specific presidency, by the way, here. I'm just genuinely speaking, in a 21st century view, is very contrasted by this show. And I think that's interesting, because I feel that we know, even statistically speaking, that like there just was more trust at that time in these institutions. And so it's very interesting to see the sort of reverence the show has for every little thing to do with the presidency that's just not really common nowadays. And it's interesting because it's also getting towards the changing millennia and all these other things, which is seen in the show where they're like talking about like, I don't know, Y2K, and you're like, huh? Gesundheit, what do you mean? And so it's just a very what an interesting concept for. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's a really good show, don't get me wrong. I think there's lots of elements to it that make it, even while a bit fanciful and flowery, a solid representation of government and all these other things. But it's such an interesting, imagine having the faith in the government. Well, and that's the thing, is it's just so, it's taken as such a given, is the thing, I guess. That like, which I don't know. I don't know what it would have been like to be like growing, like Even just like you're alive in the 90s and everything's great, and I don't know, Bill Clinton's president, and the economy's never been stronger, and life's let the good times roll. You know what I mean? Like, to put in perspective, by the way, just to put in perspective, like, I think it's something like if you made $35,000 to $45,000 in 1990, that's the equivalent today of making $100-something thousand, or something akin to that, give or take a couple grand, obviously. Like it's very odd to see what the middle class like made at that point in time versus what it does now. Which I'm not here to like get on a soapbox about. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to turn that into. I know I do that a lot. I don't know. I think it's such an interesting little time capsule to look into, to see like there's this clear reverence that's not like being put on by the show. It's like clearly like that's just, of course, that's how everyone thinks, that in terms of like how people consider the presidency and these other things, and it's just like, well, no, that's just normal. That's not put on for the show. That's not propaganda. And it's interesting to see what is or is not propaganda in that way. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh no, that's like a genuine belief that, you know, like this is like a good thing, or like these are good actors. You know what I mean? Y2K Bug Pog? Oh my god. Is that a special interest of yours, MJ? Are you very interested in Y2K? Come on, fix the shovel. What? Oh man, but anyway, I don't know. I think just for me, it's such an interesting little show to like take a peek into, because it is such a different, I don't know, maybe, because I think it ran into the 2000s. So if that's the case, like here, was it? How long did it run? How long was the West Wing on? When did the West Wing come out? Yeah, okay, so it released in 1999, and ran... When did the West Wing end, I guess? And ran till 2006. That's a pretty large spread of time, all things. That's nearly a decade of that show running. I mean, three years short, obviously, but like, I don't know. I think that's very interesting. That I wonder how they're gonna. I guess I'm wondering how they're gonna pivot, or if they do pivot, because I guess that show ends, and it's also interesting because it's a Democratic president, because it was made when Clinton was in office, so they just, I guess, you know, that's kind of where a lot of the bases come from, and so I'm wondering if like, I wonder how it pivots, or if it does. I don't know yet. I haven't watched enough, but I'm interested. Off the top of my head, no, I've not. Sure thing, right? Best of luck, you got this. I don't know. Shows like that are always very interesting to me. It's the same way that I think like the Netflix show of House of Cards versus the, I think, was it BBC who originally made a version of House of Cards? But it was like, I don't know, it was like British. Anyway, I think it's much the same as like, I wonder if that show is a decent reflection of just the period it came out in, you know what I mean? For how politics was viewed then. Because even, like, that's the thing, is I feel it was. I feel like that one brought forth the idea of everyone's a cunning politician, and it's very cutthroat, and it's very whatever. And you know, there's actors who are good and bad, and those actors and lobbyists and all these other things. It's not so altruistic on its view of the presidency and all these other things. And I think that's interesting, but what's also interesting is that show, for lack of a better word, kind of gives you the impression that, well, but at the end of the day, everyone's competent. You know what I mean? Like it leaves you with the impression, like, yeah, everyone's very, very intelligent when it comes to working. Like, you have to be very smart to be able to work for the highest office in the land, to work for the government in that way. And I'm like, well, I think there's a follow-up presidency that kind of disproves that idea. So I don't know, I find shows that kind of like, that's what they decide to make themselves about. Like, I think that's so interesting, because it allows for such a time capsule of thought. in a way that's very relatable because the institution itself hasn't left or changed, and we're able to look at how it may be viewed now versus how it was viewed in, say, 1999 or 2012. Is that when? I think that's when House of Cards started. 2012 or maybe. Oh, Jesus! Why? Leave me alone! You foul beast! You beast! You brute! I hope you turn into a drowned. Anyway, I think it's neat. I think it's a good show so far. It's been captivating at the very least. It's been interesting. I think there's certainly moments in it that lead you to kind of like, I don't know, for me at least, roll my eyes at times because I'm like, okay, well, I don't think anybody in that room was ever saying anything like that. But then there's other elements that I think, like, I guess, like, the thing about, like, government and its institutions is that it's very odd to try to capture in a view, because there are good actors. Like, there are people who get involved with the best of intentions and even potentially, like, desire to see good done. And so it's, oh my god, Nap is G. It's true. It's so true, King. I am. It's me. I'm Jesus. What did I walk in on? Oh, Mello, we're talking about the show The West Wing, because I don't know, I've recently started watching it after like hearing about it for so long, as like I've just heard from so many different people just at various points, like over the course of years, just like, oh, that's one of my favorite shows of all time. And I was like, yeah, I should watch it sometime. Oh, I should watch it sometime. Oh, I should watch it. Then finally I decided, yeah, I'll watch it, whatever. And that was over this weekend, and then I've just started that. It's been like this interesting little thing. Oh, my mom likes that show. Yeah, and see, I was talking about how, like, to me, what's most interesting about it so far, well, it's also just been a decent show all on its own. I think what's really interesting about The West Wing as a show is that it's from 1999, so it's a pre-9/11 show, and its views on the presidency, at least in the first season where I am so far, seem very different from anything that I've ever, like, from how just your average person would think of the presidency anytime in the last, I don't know, 15 years. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody still holds a lot of the views of those offices that it seems to promote as being just the general, like, yeah, everyone feels this way. And it's not presented as, like, anything specialized for doing that or being idealistic. My mom really likes the Oval. Well, the Oval Office is definitely involved in the show. Because yeah, I think it's called The West Wing, and it goes around. It revolves around the West Wing of the White House, which is like where the presidency's like work is all done. Basically, it's the executive branch, basically, of the American government system, is all left within the West Wing. And slap that there. Grab these eggs. And luck be a lady tonight. Bap, 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 bap. Oh, little chicken. Oh, look at him. Look at his little legs. Oh, and he's gone. They grow up so fast. Wow. Wow. Wait, no, it's the same show, I think. It probably is. Zombie Survival Book. Oh, what book was that? My binge through the entire Simpsons has turned an occasional slog, and I might be commentary on how quality goes later on. Oh, see, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I like watching really old stuff that's like seen as these great shows, and with the lens at times of like, okay, but like that's I don't know. I think shows are informed by the period they're made in to some degree. I think they have to be, like, evidently, like who they're made by people, and those people are living in whatever world exists at that time. And so it's, I'm not that I'm the first person to ever say this, but it's reflective in art, I think, how individuals feel about the state of the world. I find stuff like that to be very intriguing, to say the least. let me grab this. Then let me do this. Wait. Okay. So it needs to be boat first, then chest, and then we got a chest boat. Perfect. One second, what was that? There's a paragraph talking about the possibility of a global pandemic and how it would occur. Specifically, it's talking about how the government couldn't let this happen after all. How could it change? How could those in charge let a virus like this reach plague proportions? It was published in 2004, talking about the AIDS epidemic, and yet it's still so relevant. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and discussions around that, like, particularly things like disease and plague, for lack of a better word, because I'm blanking on it, have been at the forefront of discussion for a good couple of years of a lot of different individuals warning people. And in fact, that's what makes, I don't want to say interesting, but like that's one of the most, in a vacuum, not looking at it in terms of anything else, just purely in a vacuum, the development of how COVID got to be as bad as it is, or as it was and is, I should say, is very interesting in terms of how we got to that and what things were removed from being practiced to cause that. Because we do know that, like, you know, it is more than likely to have not have been so bad had, you know, like a pandemic and epidemic groups not been dissolved within the 4 years leading up to it, which is, you know, a whole thing. There was an individual who felt that, you know, those groups weren't really important and we didn't need to keep a playbook on how to deal with pandemic diseases, and so they just went, get rid of them. Turns out, not the best idea. I've been watching the Wendigo video using the Indian. Wait, I'm sorry. What is this about a Wendigo? Wendigo? Not there as it happens, and do not get the references. I can vouch for most people when I say the first 10 seasons of Simpsons are incredible, and then slowly starts to go downhill. I'm on 25. Oh my god, that is so many seasons to get through. Yeah, I mean, I think most people say season like 2 to 9, and maybe give or take 1 to like 11, are like the best, and I think that's true for a lot of shows like that. I mean, it's the same with whatchamacallit, Family Guy. Their early seasons are arguably better made, and that's largely because, you know, people kind of cared. You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Seth MacFarlane didn't want to make that show past season 7. He's on record as having said that, and he only let it continue because, you know, Fox at the time was like, we will give you so much money. Do you have any idea how insanely we will pay you to keep this thing going? It's a hit. We want to keep it going. So they did. Also, yo, Ray, let's go get that ice cream. What? Bat. Gotta head up and around the little island. The first 15 went by super quick because it was really good, and I watched it modernized, and now I watch the only week because it's blech. Yeah, I think there's like occasionally good episodes of the much later series, but I feel like the much later seasons just became something that people would like, you know, you'd have it on in the background, but nobody was ever like seriously watching it. Again, it wasn't like something to pay attention to in that capacity as much anymore. You know what I mean? So shows like that just kind of fall apart. I have a joke for you. Oh ho, what kind of joke? Oh my god, we're back. We're back at the little village. Beloved YouTuber named Wendigoon, and that's how it's pronounced. I just assumed you'd know who he was. Sorry. No worries. I thought you were just referencing the like Wendigo is in like the cryptid. Deer coming for you. Oh, there he is. There's the nitwit. Yeah, sure thing. Oh wait, let me make sure that I have my hostile creature noises on. Hello, other nitwit. Hello, non-nitwit. And then it should just be up this way. I think the desert's up and over this hill, I think. What's red and looks like a bucket? A red bucket. A red bucket, I'm gonna say. Maybe a red pail. Is that the case? Is it a red pail? Eh. Eh. It's like the thing, if you say the name, they'll come and nay you? Huh? What do you mean they'll come and nay me? I hate the nitwit. The nitwit's an idiot. The nitwit contributes a whole 0 to society. They are the absolute worst of the worst. I have never found a more foul individual than the nitwit. If the nitwit has one hater, I am that hater. I am a nitwit anti. It's true. It's true. And I'm tired of acting like it's not. All right. Well, first and foremost, let me. I didn't bring a bed. I know where I can get a bed. I don't have to go all the way back. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, I was about to be so worried. I thought I was an absolute idiot there for a minute. Let's get to site 0. Let's get to our site. That'll protect us. That'll save us. It'll be everything we need. Everything we need and more. What's blue and looks like a bucket? A blue bucket. Ageless Empire's fans are insane. They'll see one villager randomly. Oh my god, wait, oh, that's Jonathan Lansford. He's my favorite non-god character of the series. Let's make a wiki page. Oh my god. I mean, valid though. It's valid because that is, after all, Jonathan. That's Jonathan. Are you gonna ignore Jonathan? I don't think so. Jonathan's existence alone commands that you look at him, that you acknowledge his existence. It's vital. It's vital, one could say. Well, that could have been bad. But I slept through the night, so it wasn't. It was perfectly fine. Jeez, really did put a hole in my tent, though. Really did put a hole in my tent. I heard it moving towards it, and I was like, that sounds like a creeper. But I don't want to get out of the bed to check. Because what if it is a creeper? Then I would be absolutely obliterated. Let's just not check and hope to God that it isn't a creeper. That's probably the best choice of action. Turns out, wasn't the best course of action. I know, crazy. Ah! Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Ruh-roh. Why? This is the worst day of my life. I think the nitwit is Silly Billy because I like the lazy silly villager. Other chat members named the villagers in the igloo, even though we saw them for 3 seconds and then they died. Who said they died? Sounds like a work of fiction, if you ask me. Did I say they died? No. No one said they died. I don't know where you're getting that from. Gonna be real with you. Kind of weird, champ, that you're just presuming death upon certain villagers. That's... Not gonna lie, man. Kind of weird. Kind of weird take. Kind of unbased of you, King. Yeah. Yeah, kind of unbased, actually. I can't believe you desire that. That's such a weird hot take to have, you know? That's I can't even imagine, MJ. I can't even imagine. Good God. That'd be horrible. That'd be awful. Surely you don't truly think. Surely you're not out here trying to tell me that you truly believe that that you desire that those poor villagers in an igloo died. Oh my God. At least Mason lives in the village of the secondary character we are Oh my God. You're so lame. I am not lame. I am not lame. How dare you? I am very cool and poggers. Thank you very much. I am very cool. Don't say I'm lame. That's mean. Oh man. All right, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to get so much sand that your brain's gonna go numb? You're gonna be like, oh! That's the noise you're gonna make, actually. That's like expressly the noise you're gonna make. It was heavily implied by you. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Nope. You show me the clip. You show me the clip where that happened. You show me. You show me the clip where that was heavily implied, You show me that, and then I'll agree. That's right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. L plus a ratio. What's green and looks like a bucket? Oh my God, not a red bucket in disguise. You gotta be kidding me. A blue bucket in disguise. Well, didn't mean to do that. Alright, we'll set that there. We'll do this. We'll set that there. And we'll take this and we will set this right. Well, no, we'll keep this in the inventory. Alrighty, racers, start your engine. Dave was in your dream last night. What was he doing? What was he doing there? That's not a place for David. David's not meant to be in people's dreams. David's meant to be in my dreams. I mean, what? Oh man, I love this shovel. It just eradicates sand so quickly. Like there's just nothing to worry about. I'm just holding down left click and it's just deleting the sand like nobody's business. It is just such, it's gliding. It's gliding through this sand. It's unbelievably pog. Meow. Oh, let me gather all this sand up. Let me. Perfect. Just as I ordered. Just as I ordered. No, a sick bucket? What do you call a bucket feeling ill? Oh my god. Gregory. I call him Gregory. Though he wanted to go home, I said okay, and then everyone got mad because he cried, and I have no clue where he went. What? What? Who went home? What? Oh, David. Well, why would, wait, you made David cry? Mellow! That's just mean. The poor guy's been through enough. This whole village got murdered. You don't need to make him cry. Dude's already got enough problems, man. He went to watch everybody in his village either get murdered in a raid or turned into a zombie. And has since tirelessly worked to try to resolve that issue. I mean, the guy's a stand-up gentleman. I can't believe you'd make David cry. Good golly gosh. A little pale. Oh my god. All right, that one's good actually. I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. I shall not tell a lie. I'm like George Washington. Was that Abraham Lincoln? Whichever one said I cannot tell a lie. Which, I mean, it makes zero sense upon scrutiny. I mean, there is literally nothing that would stop you from telling a lie. I don't know why that's like an accepted thing, like an accepted like fact about this, but especially if it's Abe Lincoln, because that man lied a lot. Like there was multiple instances of that man lying. I don't know why that would be accepted as being true. That's just categorically false. We're just lowering the height of the desert. We're just lowering the height. It's fine. It's just making it a little shorter than it used to be. You know, it's a little off the top. You know, it's just a little off the top. It's nothing to balk at. It's just a little off the top. My dream last night was about me sneaking into my bedroom. It was weird. What were you doing? Were you starting like a revolution? What do you mean? I don't know. We were in a liminal void, and I was slightly rude, and he cried. Why would you be rude to David? What did he do to you? He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing to you. And yet here you come instantly. You're ruining the man's dreams. You're making him cry in your dreams. Oh, Mallow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe you'd ever do such a thing to a man. That's absurd. It's unconscionable. You're like George Washington. You denounced the French Revolution in politics. Well, I mean, listen. I'm like George Washington in the way that, like, you know, all my powdered wigs are filled with lead. And I may or may not be going a little crazy because of it. But at the very least, I'm tall. That's basically it. That's all that George Washington had going for him. The rest of it's, you know, I don't know. He's pretty blasé, you know. Also, total hot take, by the way. Total real hot take. Just cause it came to my mind right now. You'll occasionally have like these people who will talk about like Abraham Lincoln. You know, or I guess they should like if you ask them about it, the most everyone would be like, oh yeah, good president. Abe Lincoln, good president. And then you'll have these same people turn around and talk about the importance of the Constitution and all these other things. Abraham Lincoln is probably like the single most unconstitutional president ever. Like, there's one or two others that come close, but he genuinely, and that's not a bad thing, by the way. Like, he just genuinely and flagrantly, like, violated constitutional efforts constantly. But there's nothing wrong with that, per se. Like, he was doing it for the right reasons. But my point is, like, they'll talk, like, the right reasons was, you know, like, people were talking about the rights that he was infringing upon. It was just, he was like, well, maybe the Constitution needs amendments. Which, you know, is arguing against the Constitution as it existed. So I don't know why there's so many people who desire to enshrine the Constitution as much as they do. It's a pretty... Like, it was meant to be a working document when it was first created. Like, James Madison intended it to be rewritten multiple times. Like, he intended it for every couple of years for it to just be rewritten. And then they just didn't. And now you got people who are just like, this is the word of God and we cannot change it. And I'm like, well, that makes zero sense to everyone, including the people who originally wrote it. So I don't know why you want to die on that hill. But alas, Andrew Jackson was a lot of things. He was not a good president, per se. And he made a lot of problems, and he was a very violent man. But he wasn't necessarily unconstitutional. Like most of the things most legislation he sponsored and wanted to see passed, and most of his actions as president and the wielding of presidential powers were all fairly constitutional for the most part. Next my absolute below. Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I don't like Andrew Jackson. I'm just saying, like, just because you're like bad presidents aren't necessarily unconstitutional presidents. You know what I mean? Like Obama is also a very unconstitutional. Like he also ignored a lot of the constitution aspects of the Constitution, but not necessarily in a bad way. It was just how he used his office. His utilization of the office of the president and the executive powers are not enshrined in the Constitution and often go directly opposed to it. That doesn't make it a bad thing. Much similar, you have Supreme Court, like the Supreme Court passing effectively, not literally, but in effect, prior to the Marriages Act quite recently passed, like making gay marriage legal in the United States is a net good thing. It is an absolute good thing to have occurred. In terms of like a strictly constitutionalist, like someone who really values the word of the Constitution and all these other, and like how the separations of power were set out, it's absolutely something they should not have done from that person's perspective. On the other hand, I personally am not a diehard constitutionalist. I think most documents should never exist in perpetuity. It's very rare that you find a document that's truly perfect, because you can't predict the future. But yo, that I'll do. Weird hill to die on, but at least you're dead. Oh my god. That one British guy in chat listening to American talk about presidents. Yeah, you've never heard. Wait, what do you mean? I guess Andrew Jackson maybe you didn't hear of, but like, never heard of Washington or Lincoln or Obama? Those ones are just kind of like globally famous. They're even referenced by the Dalai Lama. I think the Constitution is poggers. Valid. Again, by the way, to be a constitutionalist versus to be a non-constitutional traditionalist doesn't mean that like I dislike the Constitution. It just means I don't think it's the end-all be-all. I think there can be amendments made, and it ought to have them. And I think it's not a bad thing to have a judiciary intercede on the behalf of the individuals, because lawmakers are not exactly arbiters of what is moral, per se. With Anna Karenina and doing my research on Tolstoy, Tolstoy. Woof. Tell me you're not reading War and Peace. Good God. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Homeboy's in it, but like, still. Man, think about Andrew Jackson. Okay. Don't worry about Andrew Jackson. He's not really important. He's pretty whatever. Just killed a lot of people. Really big fan of duels. Actually, on his deathbed, his two regrets in life were, according to himself, were one, that he didn't duel more people, specifically as vice president, and two, that he didn't hang more people. Those were his two on his deathbed, his two regrets. God, I wish I dueled my vice president. And then God, I wish I hung him. Which is okay. I can admire the call to dueling. Oh my God. He dueled like 187 people. What do you mean? He dueled an absurd amount of people. There's no reason for him to have wanted to duel more. Good night, Grant. Did it? No. Okay, but dueling. I mean, fair, but still. My God. And squab all that. You go to do that research paper on the land and present it, and I am stressed. What got you stressed about it? I'm sure you'll pull through, dude. You're a smart cookie. I'm sure you'll do just fine. You just gotta breathe, take your time. And otherwise, I'm sure it'll come to you as you work it out. I think he was. Oh my God. I mean, maybe. I mean, he also famously survived an assassination attempt where both pistols randomly jammed. Like, the guy tried to kill him, and both guns that he had jammed on him. And then Andrew Jackson proceeded to beat him within an inch of his life with his cane, and had to be dragged off the guy, which, you know, fair. But then any other time subsequently, up until even today, when the Smithsonian tested them, like, within the last decade or so, like, any other time those guns have been fired, they've fired perfectly. So why they didn't fire perfectly that one time? No idea. But any other time, they're perfect. They work great. It was an exiled Prince of England, I think. I think it was an exiled Prince of England who tried to kill him. Or like somebody from a noble family of England who felt that they could get back in good favor with the king and potentially get named heir if they killed the president of the United States, because they were like, the colonies, they left, and this will bring them back into the fold. This is retribution. Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of an insane plan, but you know, I guess he thought it was a good idea. I guess he thought that was a smart plan. I want to go back in time and give George Washington a smartphone. A fun fact, do you know George Washington wasn't even alive when dinosaurs... Like, George Washington never knew dinosaurs existed. Like, they were discovered after he died. So, like, he is a man who just never knew there was such a thing as a dinosaur. Like, that was just not just like, oh, he didn't know and other people did. No, like, no one on the planet even knew that was a thing when he died. It was just, which is bonkers. I really do wonder how nobody prior to like the 1800s didn't just randomly stumble across. Like, how was there not just like a knight of the realm who just like randomly stumbled across some like bones, you know what I mean? Or like they were like, let's make a mine here. And then it just turns out, like, while they're digging, they just come across some fossils. I feel like somebody must have. Surely. Ah, well, I mean, George Washington would have. He just would have loved them, you know. I think he would have loved to know about them scaly boys. He would have been like, oh my God, look at them big lizards. That's great. That's awesome, Martha. They should have gotten a third go. Oh my God. Maybe it would have jammed too, man. I don't know. Maybe that one would have jammed up too, and they would have been like, no! I don't know if there was any way out of that for him, you know. I think it was just decided. It was decided very early on that it was never meant to be. Also, yo, Edward! Oh, dude, they did stumble upon, but if I recall, it said was legend and such. Oh, they were just like, it's probably a dragon. I'm sure they did and not care. Oh my god. They thought they were dragons and giants. I'm not kidding. One of my classmates straight up said that Tolstoy is Japanese. Oh! Name doesn't even sound Japanese. Could you eat pitch? Like, if somebody threw a ball at my face? Like, what do you mean? Like just... Like a pitcher? Like, could I eat a pitch? Is that what you're saying? Like, could I catch? Probably not. Those things go like a mile or something, like a mile a minute or whatever. Like they're cooking. Or no, they're actually. I think it's actually like. Isn't it like the fastest pitch in the world? Like it gets a speed of like 70 miles an hour. Like that's insane. They're able to like somebody. No, I must be wrong. I must be like wait. How fast is a baseball pitch? How fast is a MLB pitch? Above 100 miles per hour? Who's got that on their arm? Like, who's able to throw a ball over 100 miles an hour? How are we able to launch things that fast? How's the arm of the pitcher not ripped off? What is that? What do you mean? That's insane. I'm not kidding. I told him Tolstoy's full name, and he goes, "I don't think things about them." Oh my god! One, that's a weird way to phrase it, but two, weird. Please don't eat resin. Oh, you mean like tar and pitch? You mean like pitch is in like the tarry substance? It is ripped off very very commonly. What do you mean? Oh, like they rip their arms off commonly? What? Since when? Since when has that been a thing? What do you mean? What do you mean they rip their arms off commonly? That doesn't sound like a very common thing. I need to go put this boat down. Lava to giant in a Edward, have you ever seen the earlier we were talking about a show called The West Wing. Have you ever seen it? It's like an old show. It's from like the 90s. I'm an idiot. I really should have just put the I really should have just put the sand in there that I could. Whatever. I filled my inventory. I'm in. One in the late night. Yeah, I know it ran until 2006. I'm just asking if you ever saw it, man. I'm not saying. And also, I think it released in like '99, so like you know, you were probably born. You probably you could have heard of it or seen it. I don't know, man. But it would have been 9 when it ended. That's perfectly old enough to be getting deeply engrossed in a political drama about the West Wing of the presidency. What do you mean, Edward? You're acting like this was an absurd thing to inquire about. You're acting as though I asked you something silly. Fair, I say. Ow. No. My parents just watched Bush do public speaking, and that was enough entertainment. Oh my god. Well, also another thing that one of the other things I thought was interesting that show kind of like underscored to me was like there's multiple instances of like a character just like in their dialogue just being like I'm very accomplished, and I'm so young and accomplished, and I'm like, young, you're like, I don't know, like the characters are clearly like in their 30s or whatever, and then I after doing some more reading up on some things, turns out TikTok, online, all these other things, the internet has really skewed the perception of age. Whereas now it very much feels like, you know, it seems, I guess, there's been a shift where it's where the interpretation of what the like the golden years of your life apparently used to be like 30s, whereas it's like I presumed it'd be like, you know, 20s. But okay, hello, I have returned. Yo, well, I'm glad you've returned. I hope the talk was not bad. When he got shoe thrown at him. Ayo, Pog, was it you? Did you throw the shoe? Is that what you're saying? Are you confessing? Is that what I'm to understand? You're confessing to your crimes? Is that what it is, Edward? Did you get shot? Who? Bush? No. Bush was never shot. Neither senior nor junior. Reagan was shot, and JFK was shot. Though Reagan lived. Teddy Roosevelt was shot. He lived. I think Garfield was shot, or maybe just shot at. I think, yeah, and then Lincoln. That's pretty well it. It's pretty rare that a president gets shot or shot at. It's a rather uncommon occurrence. Garfield, you slash. Not dead. Oh my God, the President Garfield. Oh my God. It was all lasagna. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. There's just what I was saying earlier, Edward, was that I find the show very interesting because it has a very like rose-tinted idea of. I mean, obviously it's a bit of propaganda piece in and of itself, but it seems very clear from how it presents certain things that it's not even like. It's not just like, oh, it like the show itself believes it, but it's like, oh no, this was probably just the consensus of the day of how things are and how things ought to be, etc. Oh, I meant to leave some of these behind so I could actually take a full. Oh, I don't really need torches. I can get a new bucket of water. And that's all I can leave. Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, JFK all got shot and killed. Oh, Garfield died. Okay, I didn't realize he died to it. Huh. Andrew Jackson was shot at as well, technically. He didn't get hit though. The guns they misfired. They did not do nothing. No, Garfield. R.I.P. Yeah, in media, I typically watch from my late 1900s content. See, I only just started watching it like this weekend because well, family's a lot. So anyway, you find things to occupy your time, and downloading all of those seasons and then choosing to go watch them in a corner turns out easy way to avoid people. Who knew? Who knew? Great way to avoid people. I know, it's crazy. I never would have thought, but turns out superb. Simply fantastic. Fantastical. I gave you Merlin to watch. I mean, you did, and I considered it, but I don't know if I wish to. I don't know if I want to watch Merlin. Oh. Wait, is Merlin from the 1900s? Like the show? Is that a 90s show or something? Is it like I thought it was like, I don't know why I thought it was like a 2000s show for some reason. Whoa, that was a weird amount of lag. From the 1900s? Well, yeah. It would be true to say that. The West Wing is from the 1900s. That's what Edward said earlier. He said it's a show from the 1900s. That's important to realize. Come on, Chatters. What are you acting like this for? It's a 1900s show. Jackson, Teddy Roosevelt, FDR, Harry S. Truman. Ford twice? And they missed both times? Oh, dang. And Reagan all had it. Yeah, and shame about Reagan. Anyway, I need to be more coy about things. I need to I need to not be so obvious about my opinions on certain things, I think. I could probably do with I could probably do it with not being so open about my opinions on certain things. It'd probably be for the best, but you know, alas, I was never great at that. Fun fact, nobody should like Ford either, on account of the fact he was literally president without ever having a single vote cast for him. I don't even mean like, oh, he didn't win a presidential election. No, he was never even voted in as the vice president. That's the thing. He, like the actual person voted in as vice president, stepped down, and they just appointed a man who had never been a congressman, never been a senator, nothing like that. They appointed Ford as the vice president, and then he gets to be president because Nixon steps down and then pardons Nixon, so Nixon never has to go to jail. Anyway, you know what? I'm not getting into it. That man did a lot of damage to the country. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah. Oh wait, Edward, you probably like what we're building today. You weren't even here for when I mentioned that. Oh, one second. Let me snooze right here. Did that boat just turn all on its own? Did you see that? Did you see that boat just turn around all on its own? All on its little lonesome? Huh. Haunted boat. So true, King. What are you building? Well, you see, I had a little conversation with Rain, and I'm building my own take, which is why I'm getting all this sand. I'm building my own take on one Crystal Palace that you might know from the Victorian era. I thought it'd be a nice little, a nice botanical garden. I've been getting into my Stardew feeling of wanting a lot of flowers everywhere. Plus, there'll need to be a place to store the new flowers we get from the update. You know? So it all felt rather important. Actually, you know where I want to take this? That's genius. This is actually the first time this river's been totally useful. Oh my god! We're able to just bring our resources upriver straight to the industrial district to get them smelted. This is fantastic news. Oh my god! Now don't say anything funny or interesting for about 15 seconds. Okay, now what? Now can I now? Is it okay now? Now can I? Can I be witty once more? Can I be full of wit and witticism? Trying hard to think of a joke. No. Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm glad that I can now be funny again. That fills me with joy. That fills me with a lot of hope, a lot of joy, you know? A lot of good vibes, you know. Is a lot of good feeling, you know. Oh man. Oh, also, Edward, if you haven't seen the D&D movie, I highly recommend it. I think you will enjoy. I mean, just the movie in general, but also I don't know. I quite liked the costume design of the movie. I don't know. It was interesting what they did for a variety of different characters, because some of it felt semi-historically influenced, and others felt certainly like just very fanciful, so like not intending to be historical. But you know what I mean? Yo, nobody's fool. I'll do. Costume design? Yeah! The costume design for that movie is sick! There's so many, well, because some of it feels like genuinely inspired by like Rococo design and stuff like that, for certain like nobility figures, but then other design is just interesting in and of itself, as it's clearly trying to make like its own statement on the attire individuals are wearing diegetically within the world, you know what I mean? Like the Red Wizards and stuff like that, which isn't a spoiler, that's just like a group that exists in the main D&D universe. So the Red Wizards of Theron and stuff like that. Like the design they go for, like their robes and stuff like that. It's interesting. I like that stuff. I think it's neat. I think it's neat when they try to like add that specialty and specialization to items and stuff like that. Well, that'll run for a little bit. Let me gather up my clay. Beyond that, though, it is just genuinely a good movie. I highly recommend it to anybody who, and even if you're not like big on D&D, like I don't know much about the main D&D like world, which is like Faerun or whatever. Like I don't know much about that world, to be honest. But like, it's just a good movie. And you know what I've thought about for a while? Because I was talking to a friend of mine about how like the D&D movie is one, fantastic, but it's so well received. But it's the second like big fantasy IP idea to be made into a movie like this in the last like 7 years or so, with the World of Warcraft movie being not that long ago. And the World of Warcraft movie kind of sucked, but it wasn't like that different in certain aspects in terms of like visual and the like. So they're like, well, I wonder why the reception's so different. And when we talked, when my friend and I talked about it, what I kind of came to the realization of was that I think the failure of the World of Warcraft movie was that, even because they both are within their own world and try to use reference to their own world and don't apologize for the fact that, like, you know, yeah, they're gonna talk about the Sword Coast and Baldur's Gate and stuff like that, and reference these places that, like, if you've never played D&D, you might be like, what? Where is that? What even is that? That makes no sense, what he just said. That's a bunch of gobbledygook jargon. But I think the main difference... Oh my god. Well, no, I don't think the World of Warcraft movie was good in any capacity. Or not, I shouldn't say any capacity. It just, in general. I think the major difference, though, is the style of story they're trying to tell. I think the World of Warcraft movie really wanted to, like, get into the lore of World of Warcraft and tell, like, a major story out of that universe, but, like, not from the beginning. It's just one of the big stories that I think one of the like versions of the games based off of, or whatever, like one of the releases. There was another D&D movie 13 years ago. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, and that's what I was gonna say is that movie made the same mistake as the World of Warcraft movie, where I feel like they try to tell these grand stories that don't have an easy buy-in, and so they get lost and no one ends up seeing them or liking them, etc. Because they'd never reach an audience outside of the base players, and even then it can be a little bit not great. But this movie tells a very concise and simple, relatable, and just solid story. I think it stands good as just a fantasy sort of epic. Or not even an epic, it's just like a fantasy tale. It's like a game of D&D. It's good in that way. It's good in the respect that it understands that it doesn't need to try to, like, convince you of every aspect of the world. It's more just like a story that happens to be set in the D&D universe. But the story's good all on its own. So I quite like that. I quite like it, and I think the actors in it did a really good job, and I like don't get me wrong, I think there's certainly elements that I could speak to of that I don't particularly like. Like, I don't think its score is particularly memorable. I think some of its action sequences drag a little bit, or could be better, with maybe a bit better stunt coordination or camera work, but in general, it's a really solid movie. I'd give it a solid, like, 8 out of 10. Like, I would watch it again. I think it's definitely a movie that benefits from, like, repeat viewing and, like, all these other things, so I don't know. I highly recommend it. I think you should go. Like, I don't know. If my recommendation means anything, I think you guys would like it. You guys should go see it if you get the chance. Made it into a movie, and that's it. But not even like that. I don't know. It's kind of like that, but kind of different as well. You know what I mean? Is in the theme of Jumanji, I do plan to watch it when I can at home alone, free of people. Oh my god. I mean, actually, you know what? Jumanji's not a terrible comparison, in the sense that it's very contained into itself. Its story is very contained, and it's just a fun, like, ride with, like, an ensemble cast that's pretty enjoyable all around. So it's good. I quite like it. I quite like it. I regret that it'll probably not get a sequel. Not because it didn't get good reviews, just because, well, it financially, like, its second week. This was its second weekend, and it fell to third, where John Wick held second. I think Mario and John Wick just split the groups of who would see this movie so well that there's very little, like, it's in a no man's land between very family friendly Mario and the counter programming of John Wick, that it doesn't have, like, a lot of people to still gather to go see it. And so that's a bit of a shame. I mean, it's the same way that, like, its first week, like, if it had a 4 in front of it instead of a 3, so it made like 38 million or something like that. If it had a 4, that's something that it could have, like, wrote home about and could have been good. That's a great headline. Like, if it made 40 million something, or even just 40 million in its first weekend. But it didn't open too great for a blockbuster, is the thing. Is it still showing? Oh yeah, it's only in its second weekend. But the difference is it's been taken off of, for most places, at least in the United States, it's now, because Mario came out and most major multiplexes only have one IMAX or one Dolby screen. All the major big screens that get the most viewership, like the big screens of most theaters, would have taken it off and instead put Mario on those, because Mario's the new release, and a new release gains that ability, basically, in the contract they negotiate, that at least their first weekend they have to be on those screens. So it's still showing. It's just once you get past that bit, and if you don't hold those screens for long, and then also if you have your viewership kind of split between other things, it tends to not. It's sort of, you see the projection of where it'll go. Word of mouth might change that. Like, don't get me wrong. If there's good enough word of mouth, and I think it could have it, it might be a sleeper that goes, like, a really long time and holds all the way into, like, almost June. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't know how much of a repeat viewership it has as a movie in theaters. Whereas Mario, you might have, like, you might have people go to it multiple times. Just because it's considered a fun ride, family friendly, something like birthday parties can go to it. Like there's a lot of different like there's various reasons you could go multiple times to that movie. And multiple viewings is the bread and butter of movies. Most people don't see movies in theaters, which is a shame in my opinion. But, you know, I mean, obviously that's just an element of life and the like. But what that does mean is that, like, it's a limited group, and one of the secrets that Marvel cracked for how it makes so much money is specifically that it gets people to go see those movies multiple times. Either they go with one group of friends and then another group of friends and then maybe even a third group of friends, or they want to see it twice, or like all while it's in theaters, and that's getting less and less likely as more movies are going directly to digital within a 45-day window, so it's less and since the pandemic, and that makes it less and less likely that people will see movies multiple times in theaters, because why would you see it again in theaters when, you know, you could just not worry about that and instead just wait 45 days and it'll be out on streaming, or at least for digital purchase, and you can just watch it in the comfort of your home. I don't know. Sorry, movies as a business is a very interesting topic to me, but it's a very bland and blasé topic, I'm sure, to most other people. It's interesting to me, just like how these drops in retention work and all these other things, and what effect that tends to have, and the like. But yeah. See, I disagree. I personally love going to I far more enjoy seeing a movie in a theater than I ever have watching it at home. I have never enjoyed watching a movie out of a theater more than I've enjoyed it watching it in a theater. Movie theaters are too expensive. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think pricing is in part an issue comparatively to what you get for that pricing. I mean, oftentimes, like a lot of movie theaters, one of the reasons they do so much business in the summer is just because they're air conditioned. Like they're just air conditioned industrially, and so it's like really you get to escape the heat. That's genuinely one aspect of, like, one targeted aspect of movie theaters considered to be part of what gets people to go, particularly in the summers. Oh yeah, it should just need 8. Are things mostly not air conditioned for you? No, lots of places are air conditioned. I'm just saying that in general, one thing that like a lot of different movie theaters depend on in terms of why people will go to them in the summer, like, because you know, people look for things to do. Most people don't. I mean, I know this is hard to believe for a lot of people who on Twitch, myself included. Lots of people like to, you know, not just be in their house constantly, and so try to find other things to do with their time during the week. When it's very hot out, one thing that can happen, and also lots of people don't want to run their own AC for expense reasons and the like, and so they'll go out places, or they'll want to go out with friends to something like, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? And one of the main things, particularly in a lot of landlocked places where there's no coast or beaches to go to, then you'll instead be like, oh well, let's cool off. Let's go to the theaters. Let's go to AMC. Let's go to the Draft House. Let's go wherever. And that's the thing. Like some of those, some movie theaters are getting quite quote unquote luxurious with how they're approaching things, and it's a bit of a balancing act on how they're going to do that. But like some, obviously, like you like there's the Alamo that lets people like actually order. Everybody gets their own individual, like quite large, almost lazy boy type of seat, and you can order actual like pizza to a small table with you, and you get to watch a movie like that, and etc. So like there's elements like that, or there's other groups that try other tactics and the like. But I don't know. I think the way that movies and theaters will have to go for movie theaters to kind of survive is they'll have to provide a more luxury experience, if that makes sense. I think the way to signify to most people, or to show value to people for why they would go to a movie theater versus watching something in their home, is probably going to have to be that it's a really it's an event-like experience, kind of like going to a play at a theater. You know what I mean? Like it needs to feel more like a thing to do instead of just like, yeah, let's grab a movie. Because that's just like the only way to justify as ticket prices climb is if they offer something like that. You know what I mean? It shocked me because I've never really been to the full theater in my area. I mean, fair. See, for me, one of the best experiences I've ever had in a movie theater, I remember, was I watched both, like, and I'm just using Marvel as an example, but I got to watch both Infinity War and Endgame opening night in a theater, and it was a phenomenal experience. It was just awesome. Everything about it was sick. Like, it felt genuinely electrifying to be like just in that audience, getting to experience this big kind of event with all these people all at once. It was sick. There is no way I would have enjoyed those movies nearly as much. Like, they would have been good and fine and awesome to watch, I guess, and cool. But like, there's never been a movie like that I would have enjoyed more being at home, comparatively. There's something about it. I don't know. The lights go down, and it's this collective experience. You know what I mean? I enjoy the collective experience of getting to participate in this, like, watching of a movie with all these different people. I don't know, there's something about it that I just really, like, adore. Huh? Hello, Mr. Chicken. Hello. Meow. 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 Bop, 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 bop. Let me transform ça. La la la. Da, 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 da. Why does this seem... Ah, that's why. Because above it is a bunch of hoppers. Okay, I understand. Fun fact, the two failed attempts on life were 17 days apart. Should have been 16. I don't know, even numbers are better, you know? What did I miss? Not a whole lot. We've just been talking about movie theater experiences and the like. I was talking about how I think the Dungeons and Dragons movie is a lot of fun. I think it's a good time. I've been slowly getting my glass smelted. Oh, you know what I could be doing in the interim? I know what I could be doing. Here, one second. Let me, I gotta, oh wait, no, it's probably over here. Or maybe it's not. It might be back at the other house, but we'll check here first anyway. I'm sad that I have no one to go to the D&D movie with. Simply, yeah, I will say, I enjoy going to movie theaters alone at times too. I like going with friends, but I also like going alone at times too. I don't know, some people think it's like weird, but then once you do it, it's just really fun. It's fun to just go see a movie, go catch a movie on your own. I personally think that's a really enjoyable experience. It can be a really enjoyable experience. I don't know, I think it's good fun to do something like that for yourself, you know what I mean? Fair. They are not here. Ah. They are back at the other place. No. I'm curious, what do y'all think of the highest level is in gathering classes? I'm in Final Fantasy 14 between Miner, Botanist, and Fisher. I'm gonna go with Botanist, and I'm gonna go with Botanist, followed by Fishing, followed by Miner. I like going to the theater. It's an experience. It's something to do. Most of the time, I don't watch with many people. Yeah, fair. I mean, that's the thing, like, for me, I like this experience of it. I just enjoy the experience. I think culturally the experience will be very different, so I can't really comment on much considering the population spread out of my area in Canada would most likely create much different culture. Like in the summer, even being more landlocked in Bahrain Lake, till we have an amount like it becomes cottage season, or your family will just rent a cottage up in cottage country for a week. Well, I mean, do you never just like do anything during the week? That's not meant to be a critique. I'm just genuinely curious, because I mean, like, Like, I know in terms of box office, like if you ever see the word domestic for box office, that includes Canada. That's we count the domestic box office as the United States and Canada because, for lack of a better word, their box office just is a direct contribution. Whereas the rest of the world makes up the international box office. We don't include Mexico in it for whatever reason, but anyway. I have too much social anxiety. I mean, understandable. I mean, I don't know, you got a drive-in? You can go to a drive-in. I don't know. I mean, you know, if those exist in your area. Speaking of, if you've never been to a drive-in, I highly recommend it. I took a while to get to it because it's really far away, but my God, it was an experience. It was a weird experience, but a great one. I don't know what it was about it, but like, it was such a weird but fun, like, experience getting to do this, like, oh yeah, we get to drive all the way up, shut your car down, turn it off, and turn on the radio, and you get to listen to the movie. It was weird, but it's so cool. I wouldn't do it for like every bit, but it was also really cool because it was like, I don't know, it was like $3 for 2 movies because you just get one ticket and you just stay there for the two films that go back to back. And I was like, what? They're like, oh yeah, it's a double feature today. And I was like, what do you mean? Then they explained it and I was like, that's sick. That's awesome. I think it's down by the wall. Maybe it's in here. Nope, down by the wall. And if it's not there, it's definitely down in the other crevice. Wait one second. Close. Fishing is my highest level, then botanist, then my... Okay, well, I mean, I just had them slightly reversed. My online alias is Tiger, a big cat known for being willing to swim and catch... Is that what a tiger's known for? I thought it was just known for, I don't know, selling cereal. They're great. That's cool and all, but not what I need. Well, this is in part what I need. Let's just be, no, how? The warped blocks can just be turned into the thing, right? I'm not crazy, right? Why did I think these could be turned into... Can these not be turned into mushroom... the mushrooms? Is that incorrect? They just can't be? Devastated. Devastating news. Old Napoleon's getting absolutely obliterated on this one. Oh, thunder! In Mikote, basically a cat boy. Tony is an eccentric exception. A fun at family reunions though. Hey, well, okay, I thought they were all very British and, I don't know, villainous. Like Shere Khan. Who was very British and very villainous. And for what? And for why? In Skyrim, did you play a Khajiit? My guess is yes. My guess is yes. There's also an exception. He's in therapy now. I don't know. Sounds like a lot of exceptions. 2? Two is an awful lot, you know? I mean, I don't know. Not G's. Okay. Well, how do I make more of these suckers if I can't... If this stuff doesn't get me more, how can I possibly get more of these mushrooms? Do I just have to go back to the Nether? Ugh! Say it ain't so. I know, right? He gets it. Wait, what's Edward not sponsored by? Science fiction double feature. I wanted to drive in last showing before it got torn down. No! Oh man. There's something cool about it. I don't know. It's the same way that like I enjoy diners. I don't know. There's lots of. Maybe it's like. It's definitely because I just have this interest, I guess, in like the classic Americana like look feel kind of idea. In the same way that like I've seen these photos of like old fast food like restaurants per se, where you'd stay in your car and they'd like roller skate your food out to you, and they'd have this tray that sits in the window. I was like, that's so weird and interesting. Like I don't know. It seems. I mean, obviously it's probably less efficient, but it seems neat. Play Say It Ain't So by Weezer. Oh my god. Who would be interested in the Americana aesthetic? Sounds lame. Maybe I just read Outsiders in like, I don't know, I don't know how many years ago now, and maybe I just thought it was cool. Maybe I thought Tom Cruise and the like made a good movie, you know. Patrick Swayze and all of them. I don't know how to make it more obvious. I know. Map had a anyway, two members of chat who are here right now could absolutely call me out on like a 50s and 10. Hey, it's a good aesthetic, man. It's a good aesthetic. Oh man. It's a solid book. What can I say? All right. Can you hurry up, please? Oh, I need my bones. My bones. Ray really showed up like, you need calling out? I kind of like Americana 50s and 60s aesthetic when it's mixed with something else, like 60s Deep Space. That slaps. That also slaps. There is something about it that I like. I don't know what it is. Just like the base version that's like, but then there's other elements that I really don't like. Like, it's not like I'm a big fan of the whole idea of like, I don't know, like poodle skirts and stuff like that. It's not like that. I'm just like, not that I wouldn't personally just absolutely rock a poodle skirt, but, but you know, like not that I wouldn't crush that look and just, like you wouldn't believe. But, but no, I mean, beyond that, I just like, there's elements that I'm like, it's whatever. It's just, there's something about the general vibe. It's kind of like Coke in a glass bottle. You know what I mean? I think that describes it best. Like, sure, it's Coke in a plastic bottle is just the same liquid as what would be in a glass bottle, and yet, or like the like glassware that was used for like milkshakes and stuff like that back in the day. Like, it's just little things, little details that I'm just like sick. Listen, poodles. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm like, that's probably not like my main thing that I'm like, oh yeah, that's sick. It's different. It does. Are very easy to make. Yeah, no, I knew someone who made them for themselves. Like, yeah, they look great. I mean, personally, they're just not like, they're not the main thing that I'm super interested in, but that's like, doesn't make them like a bad thing, obviously. I don't know. I was probably just too obsessed with like Ponyboy Curtis and like Soda Pop in when I was like a kid. I was like, they're so cute. give. Shroom light give. So I just can't get anything from these? Whack. Why can't I get anything? Is it that I need shears? Would shears let me get mushrooms out of those? No! What a useless thing! How do I get more mushrooms then? This is ridiculous! Is there just no way to get more mushrooms? Oh, I need a hoe, that's what I need. Is this the netherrack that I need to use it on? Like if I just used... No, that doesn't, that just got me warped roots. It's useless. Did I want to be Soda Pop? No. Thank you kindly. Nep tries once to assume that'll always be the result. Well, listen. Oh look! No mushrooms. Oh my god, a mushroom. Listen. You don't know nothing about nothing. Oh my god, a red one. I don't want a red one. Useless. The worst. Awful. Wonderful. Stupendous. Beautiful. Stellar. Amazing. Absolutely fabulous. Oh my god, everything's good. Life is pure. There's 2 in that one. Oh my god, and another one. Well, golly gee gosh. Useless, awful, just the worst. Oh my god, putrid, awful, vile, simply horrific and horrendous all at once, making me doubt the worthiness of humankind. Oh my god, truly the most horrific, putrid, vile, and absolutely cantankerous of things to have ever occurred on this planet. Oh my god, truly, we are lost. No, it's not the kind I need. Other than, raid. More like Mushroom Empire. I don't know why I read that as the like Hurricane Katrina. More like Hurricane Tortilla. Hurricane Katrina. More like Hurricane Tortilla. 2 mushroom. Wow. Oh, glorious of days. Oh, wonderful days, yes. Yay! It's probably gonna be enough for now. Go sleep. But you could put the warp stuff into a composter to get more bone meal. True. Oh my god, wait a minute. How do I make a composter again? Isn't it like a... Is it like a... I think there's a slab involved, maybe? Mayhaps. Do I not have a... Oh, there it is. Okay, I was like, do I not have a workbench here? A crafting table? Can't believe Napgun. What do you mean I get every reference that's worth getting? What are you saying? Are you saying I don't understand the references? I understand every reference worth my time. I love to own one someday. I own a pocket watch. He's one of my favorite little trinkets I've picked up over the years. I remember I was like ecstatic to get it. I don't know why. I was just thrilled with the idea, and now it's just like a thing that like sits upon my little shelf. Because I don't know, it's one of those things that you know how you just have like things like you just have the things that sit on the shelf. Knickknacks, I guess is what they're meant to be called. But yeah, it's like a silver pocket watch though. What I like is that it's back open, so you can actually see, like it has a glass plate over it, but you can see all the inner workings moving when it's wound up. And so I don't know, I like that. I like well, not for everything, but I do like an exposed look in Clockwork, because it's just cool, man. Clockworks are cool. I was gonna say, is there just no top? What? Oh my god, how is that reasonable? How? Okay, I need to go get a hoe first and foremost. I was meant to get one a second ago and I totally forgot. I know someone that loves Clockwork. I mean, hey, Clockwork is amazing. Who doesn't like Clockwork? Anybody who tells you they don't like Clockwork is lying. It's insane. It boggles my mind. Who like, I don't know. I think the most fascinating thing to see, or like I would love to learn actually how to make a like how to make a little clock, just like a small one, like a pocket watch. Like imagine getting to just make those. That seems cool. You're just like setting it up. Then again, maybe I'm just romanticizing the idea, but I don't know. A hoe, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for a hoe. It's in one of these. Oh, there it was back there. Mine is quartz, but I would love to own a mechanical pocket watch. Ooh. See, yeah, I intentionally got one that like requires daily winding, but it's good on just like one. If you wind it up once a day, it'll run for that full 24 hours. So it's good that way, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's really interesting to like, I don't know, there's something neat about it. It's the same way that like I think typewriters are cool. Even like they're certainly a far less useful thing than a computer. Like a typo on a typewriter is a nightmare, but I still think they're sick. I still just find typewriters to be cool. Intricate gear workings are very intriguing to me as well. Understandable. They're just cool, man. Everything about it's neat. It's like I said before, one of the greatest aesthetics in the world remains to be the you're the random scientist who lives on the hill just outside of town of some like 1800s town, and they're just like, we don't know what he gets up to out there. Like, that's awesome. That's just a sick aesthetic. They think you're a mad scientist. You just got a lot. I need my dream home has like just bubbling beakers that send like fluid through the little like spinny tube for nothing. Like, it's not actually doing anything. I just think it's cool to have like a table with that on it in the background of your like living space. Like, it's just neat. Like, if I could, that would be how I would liquid cool a computer. I would genuinely just have it be like it would look like an active science experiment always. Because who doesn't want that? Everyone wants this. It would be amazing. It would be astounding. I like the noise the shroom like makes when I break it. I like where it goes boom. Sounds like incredibly inefficient. Cool. Oh, incredibly inefficient. It would be awful. It would not be good. It would be horrific. And yet, it'd be sick. Also, greetings, Mr. Nebula. I am Metal Cobalt. Yo. Isn't Cobalt a type of metal? Or is it just a Chevy? I like taking things apart. The problem is trying to put them back together. Yeah, that does tend to present one or two issues. I'll admit, it can present a bit of a problem for people trying to put the thing back together after having taken it apart. But still, it's fun taking it apart. Bap, 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 bap. My lungs are gonna be full of tiny baguette. What does that mean? That's why I picked the name. Yo. Makes sense. Trebuchet are just the medieval version of IKEA. Okay, elaborate. Though I would also maintain that trebuchets are not a medieval weapon. Trebuchets were in the use, like Alexander the Great used trebuchets. They're not medieval. They were used in the Siege of Tyre. Tyre by Alexander the Great. You know, I mean, the most thought of probably is medieval at this point, but you know, I'm working with Scratchboard. There's tiny particles everywhere. Well, that doesn't sound good. Matter of fact, you say it like that, sounds pretty bad. Oh, maybe, you know what? I don't care. I'm making a diamond hoe and I'm enchanting it. You know what? I'm making a diamond hoe and I'm gonna just enchant it. Who cares? Who cares? We'll just enchant it. I'm tired. I'm making a really good diamond hoe. There we go. 1, 2. All right, and the sticks will be nowheres, I guess. Really, we just got no sticks, nowheres. Okay, great. Consider, okay, no, trebuchets already. Renaissance is still. I mean, they're still Hellenistic. They're from before the Roman Empire was a thing. But even still, I don't know what you mean. I don't know why trebuchets are being deemed to be IKEA. What does IKEA have to do with anything? Let me sleep, please. But they were typically built off-site, deconstructed, then shipped off to battle. Oh, I see what you're saying. You just mean like the style of building was IKEA. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a little difficult to cry an avocado. It would take a lot of work. Probably hurt too. Dude, like, that would not be an easy sucker to pop out. Ooh. Woof. Oh man. Oh, I meant to, here, when we get back, I'm gonna make sure to start laying out the copper, because I want the copper to oxidize. That's important. They gotta be what, 5 a pot? That's how many, right? 5? Pretty sure it's 5. Oh man. I'm thinking, I know we said library. I know we said library over there, but what if we did botanical gardens over there? So that Rain doesn't have to be too far away, and it's like the break between, like, industrial side over here where Mason and Rain live, and then on this side is botanical gardens coming out of there. Or we do botanical gardens over here. I've not totally nailed down the place, because I've thought of a few places. I've also considered making it, you know what, I might go with my other idea, which is that what I was gonna do was make the botanical gardens over there, because it adds an interesting sightline over there. We've only really developed stuff on this side of the city, whereas like all over there, like all over here is intended to be part of everything. And so this street could come up high onto, and then like right there will be where it is, and it'll be tall enough for its peak that you could actually see it pretty well from the castle. Where would the library go? Well, that's the thing, the library can go back over there then. That way we don't have to undo the plan to build the library over there. And then we have a garden there, which is more of a courtyard garden, and then the proper botanical gardens over there. There was the, what are you saying? What are you saying? I am not from York. You think I'm from York? I'm not even British, you silly goose. I'm from Worcestershire. I still live in Victoria, which would fit your vibe well because it has brick. Allen Garden Conservatory. Ooh. See, I've been considering doing a brick base trim, but I don't know. I am thinking though that yeah, we put it over there, the botanical gardens, so that then it's on that side and starts adding stuff over there. Consider cemetery. No, there are no dead. Well, also because on that side will eventually also be temples, and then it'll be like the botanical gardens that'll then, like, just beyond it will be a sectioned off portion of the city that'll have temples. There are many dead. Nope, not if I don't acknowledge it. If I don't acknowledge it, there is no one who's dead. You see how that works? The state decides if anybody died. And I say no one died. So it's fine. No one died. Isn't that great? Isn't that neat? Ain't that great how that works? Yeah, I thought so. Oh, is it in here? No. It says one of the 7. I don't know what you're talking about. Efficiency 1 and efficiency 1. I mean, that's great. No, not really what I need. But, you know. All right. Here, let me grab a book. And oh no, I've taken all the lapis lazuli. Tell me I left some lapis up here, please. I don't want to walk the whole way back. Please. Please. My kingdom for some lapis lazuli. Oh, God. Oh, sweet Jesus, no. Oh, man, why? Ooh, efficiency 3. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta go find some lapis. Ah. In the first few streams? Oh my god. Listen, I didn't do anything to anyone, first and foremost. That's important to underscore here, I think. That I didn't do nothing. Alright, listen. That ain't on me. I didn't do nothing to nobody. What do you guys want to name the hoe? Because we have Mondois, we have the Empirax, we have, oh, I still haven't named it, but it's the Lorax. I'll remind you, I won that raid. I successfully defended the village and became the hero of the village. It even said so in the top right corner. So, L plus ratio, they already decided that I'm great. Mama. You did, Sean. I demand credit for that. I fought Ravagers and, Evokers with literal iron armor on. I did great. Gertrude, oh my god. You did come shockingly, oh my god. If you didn't survive, I'd never have been here, honestly. Oh, because I came after that. Let's go! I was like, I would have never given you the time of day, Mr. Napoli. I find your pursuits to be infantile, but you did live through a raid, so I'm here. Once we, my hope, by the way, is that we're gonna get all the resources today, and we're gonna get the outline laid out. I think that's doable for today. You know what I mean? I think that part's doable. All right, let me come up here. Let me slap this bad boy in here. Oh my god, it's perfect. Oh my god, it's perfect. It just needs mending, really. But even then, I don't even want to give it that. I don't even want to give it that. Oh my god. The hoe is beautiful. Name the hoe. I'm not naming the hoe David. How dare you? What to name it? What to name it? What to name? What to name? What to name the hoe? What to name? Okay. Oh. Oh my god, you absolute genius. You absolute... Is that how Scepter's spelled? Yes, right? That's how Scepter's spelled. Is there an O in Scepter or is it an E? I know, right? Is it SCEPTOR or ER? I feel like I've seen both. It's ER? Scepter. Okay, that looks a bit. Yeah, holy Scepter. I was washing my hands from dinner. I better look at. No, you don't need to. You don't need to do that. No. I was just gonna maybe name it after someone. It was don't even. No need to worry about anything like that. No. That'd be silly. That's just. I also almost named it a lot of things. I almost named it Sam. I almost named it. Which the fuck? Oh my god. Almost named it Gertrude. Also almost named it David. Yeah, well, you know. None of those were serious. I would not have actually named it any of those things. How dare. No, don't the human why? Oh my god, there was a second one. Why? What? Tiger, please. Hey, what? Why is it that clips only come around when it makes me look bad? Where's the clips of Nap does awesome cool thing? Come on. It's only ever when it makes me look not good. This is still surprisingly slow. For being an efficiency 4 a diamond hoe, that feels surprisingly slow for how quickly it does break, or how quickly it breaks these. I'm not gonna lie. It feels surprisingly slow, all things considered. I don't know. I was expecting like the sand broke a lot faster. You know what I mean? Let me just go get scaffolding. That's gonna be way easier. That's gonna be. Oh my god. Nothing simple, you know. Who's James? Corden? Oh my god. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Here comes Peter Rabbit. What's with the all caps? What you're not a James Corden stan? You're not out here making cap cut edits of James Corden? Am I to understand that's not who you're making the cap cut edits of? Oh man, here I thought. In any capacity, oh my god. Yeah, he seems like a real piece of work. Wasn't he into the Woods? Wasn't that him? Which also, it's weird. I've seen very early like acting stuff by him, like from years ago now. It was like he was with the like Royal, whatever company, in like London, and he seemed like such a decent actor. Like stage actor at least. So I was like, oh man, why does man never like go anywhere? And then like in recent years it's like, oh, he sounds like he's just an intolerable like individual to deal with. Okay, maybe that's why. Which I don't even know what his plan is now, because I'm pretty sure he just like gave up his night show gig. And no offense, but it's not like I can see him like being rocketed to stardom by any like role per se, because it's not like he's I don't know if he's really all that like I think at this point it would be really hard to see him as anything other than just James Corden. It's like if Jimmy Fallon tomorrow like quit the Tonight Show and was like, I'm just gonna become a real serious actor now. I feel like I would still just never see him as anything other than Jimmy Fallon. You know what I mean? Next year's April Fool's lands on a Monday. Ruh-roh. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. But also, thank you for the vote of confidence. I assume you say that because I stream on Mondays, and I take that as just absolute confidence booster. Totally Human just absolutely agreed with just no matter what, he will be here next Monday on next April Fool's. Yes. No takesies backsies. Yeah. Why does it look like a number one? Why is it? See, it's got like the little. It's like the number one when they make it like weird with the whole line underneath. Because you're a fool? No, please. I'm not Quasimodo. Get it? Because all Fool's Day. See the steps of Notre Dame. I've been getting that audio all over my TikTok lately. The like, she ran, I pursued, I am guiltless. Like no matter what it is, like oh man. My TikTok will occasionally bleed into like either whatever trend like is very popular, or it'll blend into like occasionally I'll get different like actual like Minecraft stuff, like other Minecraft like creators on my TikTok, but mostly it's just animals. Mostly it's like I get a bunch of exotic birds and like a lot of hippos. Yeah, a lot of hippo videos. I get a lot of gorillas. I see a lot of gorillas, not the band, but mostly just like random bird. Like here, 1 second, just listen to this bird. Just a second. You gotta hear this thing. This thing sounds insane. I don't know how it even makes the noise. It blows me away. I don't understand it for the life of me. Let me pause that. Let me give me a second. Give me half a second. Well, where's the bird? Did they delete the video? Oh no, there it is. Well, listen to this bird. What? How does a bird make that noise? How does a bird make that noise? This is crazy. Laserbird Pog. Call me crazy, but I don't have TikTok. You're crazy! I don't think it makes you crazy. Nothing wrong with not having it. Nothing wrong with having it. 6 it doesn't have another, really. Everyone's got their poison. I keep getting crafting fails where they did nice Archbishop, but it was like, you are the ugly and you are deformed. Oh my god. But of course, oh no. And I am ugly. These are crimes which the world has will pay. I am your only friend. I'm your protector. What if that's how? What if that's how Judge Claude Frollo sounded? What if he was like, I am your only friend? Yo, the Big Mouth Bird. Like the show? Big Mouth? With Nick Kroll? And the I don't know, it's like the Netflix show? I wonder, can I just like, will Will this just spawn into itself if I don't bust that down? Oh, it will. Okay, perfect. Why have I not just been doing this? Wait, if I get a really big one, will it just always become the really big one then? Oh no, this one just grew beyond that. Okay. Okay, I see, yes, of course. I see, said the blind man to his deaf daughter through the intercom that wasn't really there. You know, the classic. Oh, man. I'm slowly but surely, by the way, for those that haven't been keeping track, I've been slowly but surely developing and gathering information required to build out the Call of Cthulhu game that I want to do, which I know it's been like 2 months, and that's because I've been waiting for the like downtime that we're gonna get for my D&D game that I'm in, because then I'll DM that for like a 3-session arc thing, and I'm so excited. I've just been doing so much random like research into aspects about the Titanic and the like oh my god, it's so sick. It's such an interesting like little thing, and I've been having a lot of fun trying to like figure out how I'll address elements of it and the like, and I'm really digging the use of like French nobility and stuff like that for that. Also, fun fact, because I feel like a lot of people don't realize this. If you've ever heard, there's like a comedian who's like, he's not my personal favorite comedian. I'm not a big fan of his comedy, but like a lot of people I don't think realize his name's Theo Von. If you've ever heard of him, he's like most, I guess, known for being like the comedian that has a mullet. If you've ever heard of Mr. Theo Von, I don't know. I think he like goes on podcasts a lot. I think that's probably how he's best known these days. But what I find interesting about him is because I then later learned that his actual name's like a long Polish name or whatever. That's like Theodore Von something or other. Which then I was very interested because I was like, wait a minute. Like he has a Von in his name? Because when you know, so like if you ever meet someone who's like named, I don't know, like Edward Von, like Ribbons, like if it was like, if there's a Von in their name, the like VON, as like its own thing, that means one of two things. And most likely, they, if I see someone over the age of 30 with a mullet, I generally use that as a way to avoid them. Understandable. Do you possess knowledge regarding the instrument known as the hurdy-gurdy or wheel fiddle? I've heard of the hurdy-gurdy, I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't for the life of you tell you anything about it, but I've heard that name before. I know I've heard of it. But anyway, the Von in his name means that he's of nobility. Even like, and sure enough, if you look him up, you're like, oh, he does have quote unquote noble parentage or whatever, and that's so interesting to me because yeah, the what a lot of people don't realize is the Von in people's names used to be a signifier in Germany and some areas like Poland to say that they were the Von Trapps. Oh, the Von Trapps were also yeah, they were a semi-noble family of Austria. That's why they had that manor. That's why they were titled. Von just means like, you know, you're a titled family and you're part of the nobility until post the 1920s, and then it started to be just used by kind of just anyone who wanted to use it, kind of thing. But yeah, prior it was literally a signifier of class and station. And so I heard like that his actual name had a Von in it. I was like, no way. And yeah, it turns out he's like an heir to a long-standing noble family with like a crest and stuff like that of like Poland. And I was like, huh, go figure. Oh well, just one of those. I personally found it interesting. I thought it was neat because I was like, huh, I wonder if one like the Von Doofenshmirtz. Oh my god, family crests are so cool. They really are. It's the same with like, I don't know, like some of you might also have like nobility in your family at some point, or have been related to somebody who was like part of a noble group or whatever. Stuff like that's always very interesting to me because sometimes like it could just be very minor nobility that existed once, or like your family like name might trace back to something that's noble, and like maybe you're a very distant relative to like all that. But yeah, because I think you're only like what 6 degrees of separation from anything. What did I say, Edward? What did I do now? What? Oh God! What did I say? In the north of Wales, which is weirdly close to a French. Oh, see, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's the same way that like I know someone who like technically when they ended up looking into it at one point, they were like, oh, they learned that they're technically their family heritage makes them like gives them a claim to a keep on an island off the coast of like Ireland, but all that's left of that keep is like literally just like ruins of doorways. Like there's nothing there. But that's technically like their ancestral seat of power. But it's like a family that was relevant like almost 1,000 years ago. It's like hasn't been of any relevance in centuries. So it's not like they have gained anything from it. But it's just like this interesting thing where they're like, oh, really? That's where I'm from? Okay, cool. Maybe not the first, but among the first, the second boats of colonizing this place. Oh, I'm sorry. Fun fact: I'm descended from first Quakers in America, but almost as soon as my ancestors arrived, they left the Quakers because one of the sons didn't want to be a pacifist anymore. Oh, makes sense. I forget. Ben Franklin's a Quaker, right? Like he was a Quaker. I'm pretty sure he was. Or maybe he just worked with Quaker delegations. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It's one or the other. See, Edward, this tells me that means like whenever you become like a big famous like fashion person, designer, I guess would be the word for that. I don't know why I said person. What you need to do is you need to put your crest. You need to put like the ancestral crest of your family on things. That'd be a sick branding, man. That'd be sick just to be able to be like, oh, that's the family crest. Needs to be more clothing line that's like attached to like a family crest. That's just awesome. The problem is finding the actual ancestral crest. Oh, true. Has 3 ravens on it. Yo! Oh my God. Shadows, look up your ancestral crest. Some, I don't know. Some are so sick, and also not all will, but some will have like phrases that go with them, and then you know your house words basically, which is such a like I don't know, like in the same way it's very Game of Thrones in the way of like the North remembers or whatever kind of thing. But it's sick. I don't know, stuff like that's so interesting to me. I really ought to try to automate tree collection, you know that? I really ought to try to find a way to automate. Like we're only at 2 stacks and I need like half a, oh my God. Maybe we should just go to the Nether and chop down a forest, man. Maybe that'll be easier. I just might. I'll be here forever if we don't. I mean, I'm kind of just doing it because the glass is smelting anyway, but like, ugh. We'll literally just be here forever. So I'm gonna go drop some stuff off, and then we're gonna make our way into the Nether and hope I don't fall into lava and die. Okay, well this thing needs more coal, evidently. Hudson Bay Company has a crest on it, but only the actual store because the online store uses the bay. What does that mean? Oh wait, no, that's the fur trade company. That's the one that like controlled most of North America for like a long time. My grandparents have a plaque with the family crest in their bedroom. Let's go! Wait, that's sick. That bangs. Wait a minute. That's genuinely so cool. Okay, where's... Give me this, give me that, give me this. And then, we'll take this, move that there. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of copper. We didn't use it somewheres. There's a lot of copper somewheres, I can tell you that much. Where is all that copper? Where would I have left that? We had a lot of copper. Blocks of copper. Oh. Oh, that's where it went. Okay, well. I was like, where did all my copper go? Yeah, okay, now I know where the copper is. Okay, well. Whoops. Whoops. Looks like we gotta get more. My bad. Whoopsie daisies. Used it. Not a great look. Ooh, Normandy. Are you one of the, are you one of those rapscallions that came over and ruined everybody's fun time in jolly old Avalon? That came over and ruined the kingdom of the one true King Arthur? Hmm? Are you one of the Norns? One of the Normans who came over and just absolutely ruined everybody's day? This is gonna be a good place to lay everything out. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alright, that's 5, right? Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no, I messed that one up. No. Honestly, you know what? Total Eclipse of the Heart bangs. I'm not gonna lie. Absolute banger of a song. I love that song. Great song. You ever just had a full on? Never mind. Yeah. Oh. I'm just saying, it's a great song to lose your mind to. You know what I mean? It's just, you can lose your mind to that song very easily. That's all. That's all. You could just... You ever just have an absolute just... You ever just reach your mental breaking point to that song? Great. Truly. Powerful, powerful move. Sets everything right. Some of those are only 4 apart. Nah, it's fine. Once upon a time, there was light in my life. Now there's only light in the dark. Nothing I can say. Total eclipse of the heart. Was in Shrek? There's a cover of Total Eclipse of the Heart in Shrek? Which one? I don't remember that. Wasn't in Shrek. Okay, I was like, what? What do you mean? I'm too tired. Valid. Wait, now I can't tell if you're talking about a mental breakdown or what. What? Yeah, I said a mental break. What do you mean? I meant a mental breakdown. What are you talking about? Just an absolute collapse of your mental fortitudes. What do you mean? Stuck on in your head on repeat? No, can't say I have. Oh, I can do it. I do not rickroll on the because I wasn't rickrolling. That's something totally different. And cut yourself off automatically. I presumed. No. What? No. No, I just didn't. I don't talk about losing my mind and marbles outside of a Minecraft context while streaming. Typically, it's all been so bad. Well, I'm a bit of a bad boy, so you know. I'm the bad guy. I'm Billy Relish. I am in fact a bad boy doing good things. What, you don't like Billy Relish? Come on! What's wrong with Billy Relish? Come on! Hey! But you made me buy a slide whistle? They're so great, aren't they? Oh my god, they're so amazing. What's not to love about a slide whistle? Genuinely. What is there to not, like, adore? Everything about it's perfect. Every little thing. You know what, I'm just gonna slap everything in here. We just don't need, like, any of this. Well, no, we do need that one. I don't need that. Don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. We will... just in case. Well... is there anything that I would need? No. You know what? Yeah, we'll leave that. No, please, I'm asking for a kazoo rickroll, please. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, oh god, what is... Oh. L to my slide whistle. Oh man, how would that even? No, that's so. Wait. Oh my god, that's so difficult! Do you know how difficult it is to hit notes on? That's not meant for that kind of music. Excited for next Monday's rendition. Oh my god, not the cat shit! Oh yeah, just let's go, Cheddars. No, that's not what I meant to hit. Oh my god. Oh, installed, I think. Oof. What can I say? I like the song. What can I say? In this universe, I simply just am Greg Healthy. I'm out here. I'm hitting it. You know, I'm hitting them Bonnie Tyler notes. Tonight, and I need you now forever. But we'll only to the end of the line. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. I left my food. It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. Everything's fine, Chatters. Ugh. I'm just imagining this in Canada. Oh yeah, I just stay outside of Dave's house and I go, and I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me tight, we'll be standing tall forever. In that voice too. Oh my god. You don't sing love songs to your friends? Is that not something you do? You don't love your friends? You don't love your friends enough to sing them a love song? You've never stared your friend directly in the eye as you sang Careless Whisper? No? Just me? Okay. Well, you know. We never gonna dance again. Wait, I wonder. Wait a minute. Careless Whisper. Oh man, no, I switched to Careless Whisper. What do you mean? That's not Total Eclipse of the Heart. Come on. Wait, in his book, George admits writing this song while on a city bus. He was young and was seeing a girl, but then he started seeing another girl who cheated. Felt guilty about it. Huh. Isn't George Michael? Never mind. You know, whatever. But isn't he? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's you know, there's no coal. That's a shame. I guess that's true. Oh yeah, like Elton John got married and Freddie Mercury or whatever too. So yeah, fair enough. Fair ball. Oh, you never gonna dance again. Oh, then why is he considered such a gay icon? Because like I know, like don't get me wrong, like I know like David Bowie was bi and stuff like that. I just presumed like there was a distinction made, and that's anyway. Oh well, that you know what that tracks. That tracks. That sucks. No, yeah, that sucks. But that. Because bi is part. Well, no, I know being bisexual is part of the LGBT. I know what the B stands for. My point was like with David Bowie, like you hear about it as David Bowie was bi, and stuff like that. But like when you hear about Freddie Mercury, like I don't think I've ever heard anybody suggest that he was like bi. I've only ever heard him referred to as being gay. There's no problem one way or the other. I just didn't realize that he was bi. So far as I'd ever like read about was just like that he was purely just gay. I don't think I have any coal here, but I do have a bunch of random wooden objects. And that's nearly as good. Lamb chops! Yo! Wait, what? He had a wife, people took it. Oh, I know he had a wife, but like, so did Elton John. Oh, these really don't do much, do they? I need to go find. I need to go find some coal. Anyway, that's a shame though. I mean, it's good that that's like clearly getting out there now, but yeah, no, that's a shame that that's been like not talked about then as much, or at least it's not as like widely known in like popular conscience. What's the common queer acronym around here? Yeah, LGBT. Or well, occasionally LGBTQIA plus or LGBT plus. Oh, Edward, I know why that would be yours. That would be that's in my that's in my globalization book. That's specifically in terms of NAFTA. That was a big thing, or not NAFTA, the new USMCA. Yeah, because the two is, as far as I'm aware, is like a specifically like it's like a Canadian variant, because it has to do with, I believe, like indigenous tribes, and so that's used in documentation that involve that any unilateral or any bilateral documentation that we make involving it. Typically, that involves Canada will have that one, but otherwise we tend to not have the two, as far as I'm aware. At least legislatively, I can't say to like cultural or whatever, but yeah, like that's like an aspect added to it within Canada, so far as I'm aware. So I think it was your Prime Minister Trudeau. He argued for that in the USMCA, which was the renegotiated version of NAFTA. It's like one of the arguments that he was making was that deals like that he required any legislation that's bilateral between the two ought to have the definition that could apply to both, and because that one encompasses everything that's already in the US, and it just adds on the ones that are in Canada, it's become the go-to for anything that's bilaterally written up. I think it was, I think that was one of his hills to die on, actually. Not that that's not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, from like those negotiations, that was like a big kick up that he did, because at the time the administration was that was in power was what's the word I'm looking for? Not exactly friendly to anybody in that group. Was not one of the artists we talked about, but I got slightly off track. Oh, were you listening to Total Eclipse of the Heart? Is that what happened? Let me take these, and we're gonna go. Meow. Like 12 times? I was playing the kazoo! Nothing matters when I play the kazoo. Everything fades away. I'm like Lightning McQueen getting ready for a race. It's nothing but me, the kazoo, and speed. I am Lightning McQueen in that moment, and my kazoo is my racetrack. I want kazoo. I highly recommend it. Kazoo, big pog. You just sit there and you go. It's the Weezer. Something. Canadian national. You guys have a Weird Al song as a Canadian national anthem? Why? You like big? Is that like specific? Complicated constipation, yeah. You order 12 pies with extra cheese. Turn it into, why'd you have to go and make me so constipated? Weird Al song. It's like a really silly Weird Al song from like forever ago. With extra cheese. It's the only song I can think of that has extra cheese as a line. How big is your slide whistle? I don't know, slide whistle size? Weird Al Bible. I know, right? Well known for making original oh, right. I guess, yeah, it probably was a parody. Whoa. I don't know, man. Well, I know it as the Weird Al song. You did instrumental, so I assumed it was the real version, not a parody. Ah! If that tells you how long it is, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I think it's just normal size. It's just the average size of a slide whistle. Or at least the average size of every slide whistle I've ever seen. Original lyrics make it fit well. Why'd you have to go make things so complicated? Well, no, that's one of the lines in it. That's just like he only says it like once or twice. Why'd you have to go make me so complicated? All the things you did ended up complicated. As long as toothbrush, because I imagine it toothbrush size. Like a bit bigger. Like my son, like it's a bit bigger. It's probably about as big as like like the length of a piece of paper. If that makes sense. It's probably about the length of a piece of paper. If that makes sense. Mine's 1.5 feet. I ordered it online. I expected it to be a much shorter instrument. I mean, yeah, mine's not like huge. It's like yeah, I guess, yeah, it's probably like 8 or 9 inches. Nah, it can't be 10. It's probably 8 or 9 inches. I mean, you can get ones that are like, yeah, about 1.5 feet. Those are like, I think those are concert ones though. Those are like ones that are meant for like a concert bit, so it's like a proper instrument. Like the one that I have, don't get me wrong, I got it from a music store. Like it's an actual instrument per se, but it's designed to be more of just a silly little like the top, like you can hear like when it's fully in at its like highest note. If I play it, it just goes. It's more like just a whistle, which doesn't typically happen with like the fancier ones because they have a better capability. Like mine's plastic. Don't hit me, big hog. I don't even know if you're there, but I don't trust it. Big hogs everywhere. Yeah, I think I go this way. Like I normally go this way at least. Wouldn't it suck to accidentally hit one of these guys right now? It would. It would not be good. I'm being silly and goofy, but I'm just hoping that MJ isn't super stressed. Oh, I am falling asleep, but not in a bad way. Just very tired. Good night, peep. Good night, Airplane. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, dude. A great sleep and a fantastic week. All right, perfectly. You guys ready to deforest this place? What's the dude in the green suit's name again? I could be that guy from the Dr. Seuss movie. I forget his song. I feel like Socks talked about him at one point. Speaking of, I hope Socks is doing well. I haven't seen that guy in forever. Hope life's been treating him well. Oh, that's his name, right? Yeah, Onceler or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna deforest this place like him. It'll be great. Ah. Gib. He's still opposed on which is good. Well, that's good. It would be not good if he was. It would be very bad. I imagine he's just off enjoying life. Which is good for him. The goal here is just to basically fill my inventory, so we're not gonna be too picky. We're just gonna grab what we can, because if we fill my inventory, that's gonna be basically how much I need. I have a few stacks back home already, so it's not the end of the world if we don't. Can you not grunt so loudly, please? I am trying to hear myself think, and you're making that very difficult. Oh my god. All right, there we go. Oh man. Oh yeah, so I've been thinking about the, because you know we hit the sub goal by the way, for those that don't know, so we're going to be doing the world building stream, and so I've been kind of thinking of like when I'd want to do that. I'm thinking it'll probably be a Friday, because you know I tend to do streams like that more as like Friday events, because you know they're more like, and it feels more like an end of week big bash event, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking probably a Friday. I'll probably prepare a few things. I don't know if I will. I might go so far as to prepare the elements of like, you know, like a basic outline of continents in like before we get started, kind of thing. I won't populate them at all, or even necessarily put rivers or anything down, but like, or like forestation or anything like that. But I might get some basic shapes on that if we do the cartography stuff first. But I don't know. I don't know if we'll start with the cartography stuff, or if we'll start with the examination into kind of the history or like the origin. We might, you know what we might do? We might work on the founding myth first, because you know every civilization needs founding myths. How did we get here? You know, what happened? Was there a garden at one point? You know, was it divine creation? Was it evolution? Was it what were we made out of clay and then given life by gods? You know, all those different things. Were we dreamed into existence? Oh hi. Stuff like that, you know? The basics. About this nether trip, I'll have you know, I am, oh, well, good, I'm glad you feel completely normal. Or when you say normal, though, do you mean how you normally feel about trips to the nether, or do you mean you just feel normal, as in, this doesn't bother you in the slightest? The fact that I, have potentially lessened capabilities of jumping. Ah, come on! Yeah, barnacles! Okay, let me get rid of that. Oh my god, You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be joshing me. Bah. Stares intently. Which Friday? Which Friday, Nap? What do you mean? Nap, you gotta plan in advance so I can make sure I don't work that. Yeah, well, that's why I'm bringing it up. I'm thinking, so like probably not this Friday, obviously. Like, you know, I'm not gonna spring it on you that quickly. I'm thinking, because I want to make a bit of an event of the whole thing. You know, we're gonna run polls. We're gonna be doing lots of stuff like that. It's gonna be a big, fun little event. So I'm thinking like, because you know, participation's like half the fun of the thing. I can world build all the live long day for myself if that's what I wanted to do, but it's far more that I want it to be like a fun and creative experience for like everybody else. I really want you guys to be able to like sink your teeth into it and get to like explore like different options and experience like a collaboratively built kind of world in that way. Because I don't know, how often do you get to build a world with this much input with so many people? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, when I say so many people, I don't mean hundreds, because obviously there aren't hundreds here. I just mean, you know, I think it's fun to, like, in a chat that's so, like, tight-knit kind of thing that you can then get to share. It's to a point where you're still able to share ideas and see ideas of both yourselves and others get some spotlight. You know what I mean? Is there any creation myth in detail predicts evolution? That in detail predicts evolution? I'm sure, I don't know of one off the top of my head, but there certainly could be. Dreamed into existence could incorporate the end screen. Yeah, true. I mean, it doesn't, well, that's the thing, it doesn't have to be Minecraft related. We're just gonna we're making our own world. And there's magical little beings and not everything in science based because sometimes I want a little mystery and intrigue to life. Most threats here aren't in this biome. Fair. Like, I don't want to die of a basic infection, but I do want to pretend a boat is floating by magic. True. Valid, king. Who doesn't love a skyship? They're just cool. They're just sick. They're just awesome. No one's gonna tell you a skyship isn't awesome and cool and sick and poggers, because if they do, they're lying. You're a bunch of liars. Oh, that's right, they're a bunch of liars. I ain't telling the truth. They think they know what they know, but they don't know nothing. Not nothing to know what. Haha, water floating. Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, we like, there's a determination to the point of even just like, oh yeah, so like, how far along is technology? It could even be a question of like, you know, do guns exist yet? If so, or is there no reason to make them because maybe magic's too powerful? Like why would anybody need to have made that? Is there a need for steam engines in a world where like, is it high magic or low magic? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, Game of Thrones, very low magic setting. Yeah, sure, there's dragons, but ultimately, like, there is arguably some magic to like the lore of light and all these other things, but mostly it's pretty low magic. There's not a whole lot that happens that's like totally inexplicable, done by magic, yada yada yada, outside of like some undead things and the like. It's not like I don't know, D&D or something like that. Or it could be something like, for instance, something can be high magic, low fantasy. You know what I mean? Like maybe everyone's human, but there is magic. Are there other species? Are all the species like the classic species? Are there separate species? Do the classic species act as they normally do? Are dwarves miners of rock and stone trying to get deep into the ground to build their great gilded halls? Are they great creators making different tools and the like? Or are dwarves like a seafaring species? Sky cities? Yeah, sky cities are certainly able to be done. Determining how those even exist is a whole nother question as well. Like, is it that they're powered up by crystals? Are they that are like magic crystals that are recharged at different points? Are they the type of sky city that's done through solar sail? Like, what kind of sky city is it? How does it work? Is it rocket propulsion? It's just got huge rockets on the bottom. That might be a little much. Just a giant rocket constantly going. Be funny, but it's too classic to go away. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like stuff like that, like some things can feel too classic and be desirable. For instance, I mean, quite often, like elf groups are seen as like these fairly immortal groups that, you know, are often really British. They're often portrayed as being very British because they're portrayed as being highly refined and noble, and that is coded often to be viewed as a British thing, British aristocracy and the like. I'm not saying that is literally true of historical groups. I'm saying that is the cliche, is all I'm saying. But yeah, and then in terms of steampunk, is it the kind of steampunk like can people sling magic, but their magic is in crystals that they have to have strapped to their wrist? Like, do you have a gauntlet that's how you do things in your gauntlet? Like, is there a way that magic is performed, and does it involve like something to harness it, or is it just naturally done through their hand motions? Tons of little things like that. All these little things come into consideration. You know, some magic settings require wands. Some magic settings could require that you have some sort of specialty rock or crystal, or that you get your own specific device that lets you do it. Elves based off of Appalachia. Yeah, that's a totally, like, that's the thing. Like, there's other versions like that. And the same would be true of like deciding, is there high elves, wood elves, dark elves, or are all elves the same? Was there any schisms amongst elves? Are elves fey-like creatures? Are elves natural to the world? Are elves alien to the world? And how did they get there? Did they crash? What happened? Clockwork automatons. That's another option. That's another very interesting option to be explored. Did you hear that? Did you hear that little random noise? That genuinely spooked me. I was like, did I set off an Enderman? I was like, what? I don't like this place, you know that? I know Killer really enjoys it here, but jeez. Also, poor Killer, he's not even here when we're in the Nether. We're like actually spending like a lot of time in the Nether, and Killer isn't even here. Woof. R.I.P. man. It's his favorite place, and he's not even here. Almost all fantasy settings follow the pattern. There once was dragons, but they have long since died off. And what are these massive murder lizards? And in the Skyrim. See, I mean, I've seen settings that, like, I don't know, like D&D's main setting, like, it's not just, oh, there once were dragons. There's also, like, there's a specific difference between metallic and chromatic dragons, where it's like, well, there's some good dragons, some bad dragons, and Bahamut is literally a silver dragon who becomes a god. And then sometimes you have that like factor in the world. Like you could be like, oh, well, the Silver City is built into the skeleton of a long since felled ancient silver dragon. The history of this city, it's said that, you know, the blood of that dragon watered the earth, and that's why there's silver mines. The veins of silver are the blood of the congealed blood of the once living silver dragon that lived there, or that was. But then when he died there and was felled there by whatever felled him, it sprinkled into the earth, And lo and behold, now there's silver repositories that can be mined, and that's why the city was built there and built into the like skeletal structure of that former dragon. So you have the ribs that like kind of come up as different, almost making a bowl around the city. You know what I mean? Send a wish you were your postcard. Oh my god. I read someone's social media rant about how Legolas could totally be characterized as a redneck and it would work. Weirdly reclusive hunter who are highly skilled with weaponry is stock force better than any other people you know. Oh my god. I mean, he's Prince of the Rednecks. Oh my god. And then there are chromatic dragons, but also, but they only talk in Lady Gaga lyrics, move, and group choreography. Oh my god. Live in most remote outreaches, mountain ranges. Yeah, there absolutely could be. It could be very inspired by the idea of like, oh yeah, owls like maintain repositories of knowledge. It could be its own separate species. It's just literally lives way far away from any sort of civilization, was once something that would like, you know, be sought out by heroes, but those have long since been lost. A la the Last Airbender, where there was the great library that has that owl spirit in it. But it could just be not a spirit. It could just be a species that is relatively few and far between these days. That's the thing as well. It could be like, oh yeah, elves existed but are gone extinct, or there's very few, or like they no longer have civilization. Like you could say, oh, elves once had great civilizations, but those have all been felled, and now like you can find some, but ugh. I mean, like Dragon Age, that's what they kind of did. They made elves a minority group that's often treated very, very poorly. After they showed humans magic and then humans abused it. And we're like, what if we just defeated elves and took over? Wouldn't that be swell? I'm not even joking, he's described as being more muscular and generally more of a jock of an elf would be expected. Oh my god. Man, just out here like, yeah, Gimli, I reckon I could throw you. Should I get you a box? What's going on out there? Shall I describe it to you? Or should I get you a box? What'll it be? Ketchup or mustard? Man, where's Pink right now? Pink, someone get Pink. Tiger, like, they would be foaming at the mouth over this right now. I swear to God, there was very few things that well, actually, there's quite a lot of things that Pink would foam over the mouth over, but still, for this specific interpretation of Legolas, Pink would be just ravenous. I guarantee it, they would be losing their marbles. Am I wrong? Well, maybe I don't need this tree. Maybe this tree's a little too close to the... Well, you know what? No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? I just get knocked off? Pfft, what? I'll just fall in some lava. It's fine. I'd live. I wouldn't. I wouldn't if... That's a lie. Oh. Jumping is weird. Hope a gas doesn't blast me right now. Oh man. Gimli was rather elven dwarf. And Legolas was a rather dwarf. I mean, he does outdrink Gimli too, doesn't he? Doesn't he like drink him under the table in one of the scenes? It was fantastic. Man's had a sleeper build. I still love that, like, there's an interview with Ian McKellen from like really early on in the process, where like before the movies were really coming out, and then like where they're just asking him some questions about like, you know, being Gandalf, all these things. He's like, yes, it's like behind the scenes footage. He's like, well, you know, I was there a little earlier than anybody else, and then eventually we had our Legolas show up, and I saw him come off the plane, and I saw Orlando Bloom come off the plane, and well, I can definitely say I think they knew what they were going for when they casted him as an elf. I think he is he was very elf-like. And they were like, would you care to elaborate on that? And he's like, I don't think I need to. He's like, a young Orlando Bloom is very, it was very elven, we'll say. Very much an elf. I think he said he reminded him of some Ah! What was that? Oh, it's up there. Wait, I didn't hear the explosion. Did it not launch? Huh. Weird. L, yeah, I know, right? I don't know. L to that gas, but he either missed by a country mile or it didn't really fully go off. I don't know. Oh, I hear him again. Pretty bad, yeah, pretty well. I mean, it was that or being well, he did say that he reminded him of I think he said the boys who play Puck. He said he reminds me of the boys who play Puck on the West End, and I was like, oh, I see what you mean there, Mr. McKellen. I see. Oh, sorry, Sir McKellen. I see what you mean. So he and his interviewer had a good little laugh, a good little hearty chuckle about all that. You know what? That's a good amount for now. The rest we could probably get from the actual like I don't even know if I'll need this many. But that's a solid amount. The forest did a good bit. I mean, you can't tell because all the stuff stays and doesn't deteriorate like leaves, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. Is that gassed around here? It was like up here. Well, either way, L to that guy. Absolutely. Can I help you? Jesus, why? Good God, he was running to me like Usain Bolt. Man was about to hit me with the whole Tom Cruise run right there. My God, I was worried. Dude was coming at me at Mach 5. He was like, brrr. Had one thing on his mind, and it was my Mida. Oh my God. Anyways, you didn't look up high enough? What do you mean? I got God. I got God. It was oh my... Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Touche to whoever did that. Touche. Shut up. I'm so not used to them going off. Or especially not the nether ones. Oh my god. Angel, you're not allowed to eat the hardcore world. Yo, X-Men, dude, what's up, man? How do? Long time no see. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope should you have celebrated it, you had a good Easter, and if not, I hope it was just a good weekend anyway. It adds flair. Oh my god. Yeah, it adds some pizzazz. It adds some rah-rah shish boom ba. It adds some je ne sais quoi. I think, by the way, that we should be pretty well good to get started. I mean, next stream at the very least, for what the general plan will be for this whole kind of extravaganza. I'm gonna go set down some items kind of near it, finish working out the few finer details that need to be worked out. Jim, hope you're doing well. I know, right? Time flew this stream, man. It was all the kazooing. It was all the kazooing and the chit chat about going to movie theaters. You did the hardcore one? No, you didn't. You're not allowed. I swear to God, I will turn this car around. I will bring you back to 2021 and undo this world from ever existing. Do you understand me? I will turn the car around. I'll take you back in time, Buckaroo. Just you wait. About to throw it in reverse. Meow. They're not dainty. Oh my god. How dare you? I told you it was a trick of the camera. The camera made them look that way. That's not how they made it look small. It's not actually. Oh my god. Oh my god. The camera angle made it look smaller than it is. Okay, listen. My wrists are not small, nor are they dainty. How dare I watched the Mario movie. Hey yo, how was it? Was it good? Did you like it? Did you enjoy yourself? Was it Big Pog? I was watching a movie and one of the characters threw a phone in a fire and they didn't show the fact that it should have exploded. Oh my god. I'm not saying there is any shame in having dainty wrists, but I don't have dainty wrists. Oh my god. Buffalo Wild Wings is I guess, yeah, sure. If that's the hardline stance you're taking, yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings, it's the best. Then I need this. And I'll throw these eggs in here. Perfect. It was great. I had such a good time geeking out with my day. Yo, Pog, dude! I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a lot of fun. I heard it was a pretty fun movie. Which, I mean, in fairness, yeah, Jack Black is anything with Jack Black is just gonna be fun. But it also has like Keegan Michael Key and a bunch of other stuff. So awesome! I'm glad to hear it. I didn't even know there'd be an end credit scene. I think Kari Payton is the voice for the Penguin King, I think. Which I really like his work. I'm a big fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one off. Okay, well that's fine. You know, it's all fine. It's all. You know, who cares? You know, realistically, who cares? Let's just not grid it very well. Let's just hit the gritty. Truly, everything went wrong once Napoleon VII hit the gritty. Oh, Jack, you can't hit the gritty, Jack. Oh no, think of the children. Jack, why are you hitting the gritty? Oh, this is awful. You're a horrible man. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You pointed out it was bad, and then I felt it was my mission to make it worse. Like I felt I wanted to make it just absolutely abominable. You know what I mean? You know what they say about small hands, small gloves. Yeah, but I don't have either small hands nor small gloves. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the prob. Bob. What's the prob? Bob. And I'm just gonna leave the floating tree like an absolute psychopath. I was excited for Monsieur Jacksepticeye, who got to do some interviews, it seems, with the cast of Mario as well, which you know, good for him, man. I get the distinct feeling that this is not the half full that I need. Well, alas. Let me just slam this here, and then I'll move this here, and then I'll do that, and then let me go get some bone meal. Texas-sized gloves, my god. Those would be some big gloves. Texas is so big, like, for no reason. Why? Let's split it up. Let's make it 3 states. Why do they need to be 1? Cut off the top bit, make it a square like Colorado. It'll be great. It'll be easy. Slash that a little bit off. What does anybody in that top section have to do with anybody in the bottom section? Anything? I doubt it. I doubt it. Listen, I don't think anybody in that top section of Texas has anything in common with anybody in that little point at the bottom. They would rather explode. Oh, I know what they would rather, but I don't care what they want. I don't care. I'm about to electoral their college. Do you have any idea what that even means? My God. It blows my mind that that's like allowed to be just this huge like the lack of uniform sizing for states is such an interestingly weird thing when you really consider it, that like we were just like, all right, so the original 13, like Vermont, New Hampshire, like they're all like these tiny little nuggets, then eventually they're just like, it's whatever, Texas, yeah, sure, like. They're just like this huge thing here, yeah, whatever. Aaron Burr is going to try to become the emperor of this place in future. And yes, I understand Texas is in part created because of the land gathered through the American-Mexican War. Like, it's not that I don't understand that aspect of the history. I'm just saying it still remains to be a little bit of a weird, like, thing to me that I'm like, really? We're just like, yeah, sure, that's chill. Let it be this huge thing. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Because let me tell you, I can think of a lot of not good things that could happen. Yoink. Confederacy, Spain, France. Well, I mean, yeah, like, sure, we got, like, all that stuff from the Louisiana Purchase, but, like, which, again, homeboy, why? He's ruining everything. Someone needs to stop that man. He's had it too good for too long, you know? Somebody should really see to it. It's nice that our provinces range from bigger than Texas to only twice the size of Rhode Island. I'm sorry, what? Why? Is this more of that Hudson Bay stuff? Is that why? Is it a Hudson Bay thing? Because there's a colony, I know, like, you guys were far more under control of, like, companies for a long time, rather than, rather than being more governed by kind of like the individual governments that form in each colony, like, you guys had a lot more control was given to, like, companies for a long period of your colonial history, but I don't know too much about it, to be honest. Alright, perfect, and then oh my god, I did not mean to do that. Crap. Oh my god, it's so tall! Why'd I come back to this? I don't know. We just do things. We here on the Napoleon the Seventh channel, we just do things. Oh, speaking of, hopefully this week you should see the return of the long anticipated return of the Jedi Fallen Order playthrough, which, you know, I just know everyone was chomping at the bit for. So that's good news for those of you who were awaiting the next installment of that series. Because I had briefly put it on pause while we waited to get a little closer to the actual launch date of its sequel, which comes out in 18 days or something like that. Something like that. It's something close to 18 days. So it's God of War. Hey, in fairness, I should be able to actually play God of War potentially pretty soon, because it seems like they've reverted their decision in terms of the policy change. So maybe we will get a God of War playthrough. Yeah, I bet you didn't think of that one. It helps. I did at least actually, like, procure it. I got it, and then they just made the policy change, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to have that problem, so maybe not. But hey, it sounds like they're reversing it. See, what's interesting, like, for games like that, though, I don't know, it's interesting to me because I'm so used to, like, I'm so used to playing Minecraft. I make jokes, I talk, I ramble over top of the game as we go, because I just kind of go with things, and I like to do that too while I play the Star Wars game. But I'm also like, oh yeah, this is a bit more of a serious game. There's a bit of a serious story here, you know. It should be maybe I shouldn't be making so many jokes. Oh, but I'm just like, ooh. I was last gen watch a God of War playthrough. I've been hard on Star Wars because I don't know Star Wars. Hey, in fairness, you don't have to know Star Wars for it. I will say that. It's definitely a game that like didn't require you to know anything about Star Wars to go into it. And anytime anything comes up that's like remotely like lore kind of stuff for Star Wars, I just kind of cover it. It's more of just an action adventure game than anything that's just in the Star Wars skin. Sip it in the comment section. Good, I do so. Push that algorithm. Push that algorithm, you know? Really get that click through rate going. Oh my god. Build a train of car. Oh my god. Anyway, Cheddars, you know what? I'm actually gonna call it here because we're probably not gonna get much more done. No, MJ. They're also a confederacy. They're a federation. I mean, technically, they confederated into a federation. But anyway, that's their system's a lot. It's very interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's very interesting. Like more so than ours. Like here in the state, we're as the United States, we are actually more conjoined, legally speaking, as states intertwined than them and their provinces. Their federation is far more of a like, no, it's just literally a group of 14 question mark 14 13 little provinces that are all basically mini countries. I'm very unled problem. No, don't even worry about it. I know it because like I one of the studies of North America for poli-sci just is like Canada. Like it's just one of the, because it's the biggest bilateral trade partner, so it's just you have to study it. And so it like no offense, it is very interesting. It's just not one that like, you know, most anybody else would really like need to know about from day to day, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm sure it's vice versa. Like I'm sure you guys don't know much about, I don't know, the Supreme Court or something, or Congress. Now I am, oh my god, you know what? 1999, oh my god, that's recent. Anyway, Cheddars. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope you have a fantastic week. And I will see you this Friday. Bye, Chat. Bye. Bye, Chat. Bye. Bye, Chat. Bye. Bye, Chat.